Hello and welcome to the video for Thursday, July 16th. I'm going to go ahead and open up the waiting room so that everybody can get into the class.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Okay, still no camera, I guess. I don't know what I did. Something to my computer. So, hello.
Like put tape over the camera hole or something?
Well, that could be it. Wish I was that smart.
Yeah, I know. I wish I would do the same thing. It's like, like people can spy on you, but you never get around to doing it.
Right? Sometimes I wave to them, though.
The people who spy.
Yeah, and
That's
feel
good. It's good to wave to them, I guess.
be quiet. I'm from a small town.
Let's see.
Well, actually, I can remember years ago giving my microwave the finger. Excuse French, but, going, because there was all this stuff about watching you through your microwave.
Through your microwave?
Don't ask me. I guess it was the Saturday Night Live skit. It made me laugh.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Oh boy, I was trying to get stuff for show and tell, and then I realized what time it was. So,
Oh yeah, I was gonna do that too.
right? It's like everything. It's so easy to get really absorbed in this type of activity.
Yeah, it's true.
I literally more times than I can count this week have looked at the clock, and it's been 3 a.m. and I'm not even that person.
Well, apparently you are that person.
Oh, right. It was a latent oddness.
Like a late onset, late night digital person kind of thing.
Yeah, right. I have family members that have it. I guess I should have seen it coming.
Well, hello everybody. How are you guys doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and take roll while you guys are jumping into the class here. So let's see. Claudia is here, and Mia and Luca Beta. And okay. And Luke Cottrell is here. Hello, Luke.
Hello.
And then here's Brianna. Brianna. Let's see. You are. Are you? Huh. That's weird. I'm not on my list. That's so weird. Oh, there. Okay. All right. And then we have Alma is coming in. Now all I have to do is find you. Oh, here you are. Okay, and then Adrian. Okay. Rena. Yee. Milo. There's Kim. Let's see, Diego's here. Kim. Robin.
I've been let in.
Yay!
You should have heard what we said about you.
Nice. Nice.
I'm confused. I'm just.
Okay, let's see. All right, so we got everybody but Adrian and Milo. Yeah, let me get that. Okay, hooray. All right, so, wow. Okay, I just muted everybody because I could hear somebody typing away on their computer and it's pretty loud. So, well, hello, please unmute yourself if you would like to talk. And I'm gonna go over to the class website here, pima.dreamco.com. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Gotta make this bigger. Share my screen. Okay. So maybe somebody can unmute themselves and confirm that they can see my.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I had about 10 people who let me know that they had finished the first 10 projects, which is all that Illustrator stuff. And so I went in and looked at their stuff and gave those people grades. And those grades are in D2L, which is Pima's online grade system. Now, is there anybody who's not familiar with that or doesn't know how to use D2L?
I'm good.
Okay. If there is, if you're not quite sure how to get into the Pima website and how to check your grades, please let me know and I'll be happy to help you out. Okay. All right, so these are the people, that's the list of the people that I did grades for. Those of you who are just finishing up your 10 project for Illustrator, just let me know. You can just tell me, or you can send it in the chat, or you can email me. Let me know when you got all 10 in there so I can give you a grade. Okay, for presentation today, let's see who is the lucky winner. Today's what, the 16th? Don't tell me. Yi. What do you say, Yi? Are you in a presentation kind of mood? Hello, Yi.
Wow, that's a solid no.
He's giving me the silent treatment. Yi, are you there right now?
Oh, that's a pretty sticker.
I wonder if I can unmute people. Like, I'm gonna try this. Oh no, I
You can
can.
attempt.
I can ask him to unmute. Let's see. Ask to unmute.
Okay. Maybe you can send a private message to him.
Oh, I can send him a chat. Okay. I just asked him to unmute. And now I can send him a chat. Let's see. Okay, hi.
This is so cool.
What is?
I'm looking at this one person's stickers and they're the coolest thing.
What style is it?
A whole bunch. So it's like clear containers and it has a whole bunch of really cool stuff in it. And I want it. I want to buy just all of them.
Well, I think Yi may have stepped away from his computer for a minute, so I'm sure he'll actually, respond to me. So we'll move on past that to the next thing. So let's see. Is there anybody else who has a presentation ready that wants to give it?
I have mine that I didn't do yesterday.
Oh,
I can
okay.
do mine.
Yeah, that'd be great. You want to do it?
Yeah, sure. I might need to, on the computer, I might need to add myself back to Zoom. So
Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself here and just so there won't be no noise in the background. So I'm gonna get in the waiting room and all that stuff.
All right, I'll look for you. Okay, well, hang tight, guys. We're going to have a presentation from Rena in just a second. Hey, while we're waiting, I don't know that I did a good enough job at this when we first started the class, but is there anybody in the class who goes by a nickname that they would prefer to be called instead of their regular name? If so, you can let me know now, or you can let me know in the chat or whatever, but I just want to make sure I'm addressing you guys with the name that you feel comfortable with.
Thank you. Mine's obviously Mia.
Okay. All right, so we're just waiting for Rena to come back and give us her presentation.
You want to continue talking about my crippling sticker addiction?
Yes, let's talk.
Yeah, so how's the being rehab going?
What's that?
How's therapy and rehab going with the sticker addiction?
Sticker rehab.
Sticker rehab. What do they
Sticker
do?
rehab.
Do they put like, put gloves on your hands so you can't lick stickers and stuff like that? Pick stickers up?
Bold of you to assume that would stop me. Yes.
It's worse. They put
I think,
glue
are
on
you
you.
trying to get on TLC's My Strange Addiction?
No, it's not that bad.
Because that's not the way to get famous.
I was going to say there are weirder stuff, and I prefer not to be lumped in with that.
Okay.
They just make all of them stick to you and you can't get them off. Ever.
I'm okay with that.
I know, I knew you'd say that.
I was like, yeah, I figured. They have corgi stickers. I have a little corgi plush.
Have you ever put a sticker on somewhere where you regretted?
No, not
God.
really.
Silent
If
pause.
there's one,
Can't
if
compute.
there's one place
Just like the
where you don't-
silent pause of, have I?
I don't even know if that's possible.
Right?
The
No,
most
I don't
annoying
think I have
sticker
yet.
is the ones that they put on the cars, because
Yes,
that really leaves them off.
those are, no. I refuse to put stickers on my car.
What do you drive?
1994 or 96 Toyota Camry. But stickers don't go on my car.
Yeah, well, good. I think it kind of shows something when you see a person with a ton of like car stickers and stuff like that.
It's one thing if they're all on the inside of the window. That way you know, oh, they have kids and they were given stickers. It's another thing when it's like covering your bumper sticker like crazy and it's just like, or your bumper and it's just, no.
Or when they're putting like so much things like all their opinions on the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's kind of obnoxious, and I wonder how they're gonna do it to sell it.
Right? Because like half the time I gotta sand that stuff off and that's, no.
But doesn't that damage the plastic? of the car?
Probably. Like you don't get the you can't take the sticker off any other way last time I checked.
Hmm.
So Rena, are
You
you?
mean you can't? No, never mind.
Hi, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna, do like a loud thing. So I have it on. I'm just trying to figure out how to do the screen share because I'm doing the browser version, I guess.
Oh, you're in the browser version? I don't know if you can do a screen share for the browser version.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. I mean, in the regular version, there's the screen share button down at the bottom. But you can look around and see if there is one.
I mean, I can do I tried downloading the Zoom thing specifically, but it's make me do the administrator stuff and all that stuff where.
Wait, I got to make sure that you can share. Okay, great. Wait, here we go. I just turned it on. See if
Okay.
anything becomes available to you.
More disable video.
I can while you're doing that, I can look it up and see if
Okay.
what they say. I'll say, can you screen share from the browser version of Zoom? Tap share in the meeting controls. Tap share start now. Screen will start and Zoom will control. How do you share screen? Can you see me here on Zoom? Okay, let's see. Can you run Zoom from browser? Yeah, it's not giving me a straight answer.
All right. Well, that's fine then.
Do you have any meeting controls anywhere?
The only thing that it gives me is that, it says like join audio, start video, and then it says like the participants, the chat, and then it says more, and it also says like disable video receiving, and
Well, what's under
that.
more?
It's disable video receiving.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is your presentation in your folder?
It should be. Let me
I can
see if
share
it
my screen
is.
and then you can give it that way.
Okay, let me.
Am I presenting today too?
Okay. We're gonna do Rena's and then we'll do yours. Okay.
Oh, I'm just wondering, is today my turn, right?
Yes, it is. Are you ready to do one?
Yeah. I
Okay.
am.
We're gonna do Rena's and then we'll do yours. So
Okay. And
Two,
we
one.
still have show and tell.
yeah, today we're gonna have show and tell.
Oh wait, show and tell. What do we have to do?
What do we have to do for show and tell?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
What do you mean
language.
have to do? Well, the idea behind show and tell is that you share either images that you created or you share images that you. Does that make sense?
Oh, so it's just gonna show like what we have been doing lately, like our new stuff.
Yeah, you can do that if you like.
Okay,
Uh,
thanks.
you're welcome. Let me log into. Let's see. I must be logged into PME here, but that's not helping. So I gotta go log in again. PME.edu and go.
Do we have to put them in the Google Drive folder?
Well, the Google Drive folder is where you would put them. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, and then let's see. I'll go into Rena's folder.
It should be there. I just put it there.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, here we go. And then Studio Ghibli. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
And basically, you can just tell me when to change the slides if you.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, okay. So pretty much I guess it was either this or another thing. So I guess mine is about I guess
Man,
pretty
I'm
much
doing
just
the
like
same one.
are you
Yeah.
are you really? Oh,
Quick,
no.
steal the information.
Put them both on the same day.
Yeah, on the same day.
Oh
It's
my
fine.
goodness.
That's
Oh.
hilarious, but
It's a
I think
sign.
we
It's a
could like
sign.
see if we like version 1 or version 2.
You guys
Yeah, you're
Oh.
probably,
out.
if
And
I'm gonna be honest, you're probably gonna have more information than I am. So
No, I
you'll
don't, but yeah, feel free.
okay.
okay, go ahead.
Okay.
We'll
Stop
pretend,
it and just spray tea everywhere.
like Yi. After she does hers, we'll just forget it and do.
Yeah, forget that.
Okay.
It's
never
hard to
Oh, I'm good
forget
at
it
that.
when I know this studio by heart.
Okay, so I guess yeah. So mine's about Studio Ghibli. I think you can change it now. Yeah. So what is Studio Ghibli? Well, it is technically just a Japanese animation studio that was founded in 1985, and the main animator you would see is Miyazaki Hayao. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Miyazaki, Isao, and Toshiro are technically the co-founders for it, I guess. And you can change the next one. And I just wanted to kind of put up just short and a little bit of information about both of them and pretty much just who they are. So yeah, this is Hayao Miyazaki. He pretty much is the animator behind it all, I guess. And then you can change the next one. Toshiro Suzuki, he is the film producer of anime and a longtime colleague of Miyazaki. And he is also the former president for Studio Ghibli. Pretty much. And that's just pretty much how he looks and all that stuff. And you could switch to the next one. I think I messed up on that. Isao Takahata, he passed away semi-recently. He was the film director, the screenwriter, and producer. Again, it also shows right here that he co-founded Studio Ghibli with his partners and all that stuff. Takahata had passed away with lung cancer, and he died on April 5th, 2018, and he was 82. And that's just like a picture of them all together. So, Studio Ghibli's first film, from what I had to make sure, was The Castle in the Sky. That was first released in August 2nd of 86. And again, I had to do a little bit more research, but their bestseller, which is one of my favorite movies, was Spirited Away. And the best-selling, it had been about like 352.3 million worldwide in the box office, so it's pretty nice. And these are just pretty much my personal favorites. I guess Ponyo, which I believe came out in 2008, Spirited Away, I think that was, don't quote me, but I think it was like 2001. And Howl's Moving Castle, I believe, was in 1988, if I remember correctly. And after that is just the works cited. And that was pretty much it for mine.
All right, nice job.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna stop my share, and then you can share the screen and
You don't need to let me share. I'm doing it differently.
okay.
I'm just gonna send you guys a link.
Okay, and Mina, I really like the picture of the three people together. That was very nice.
Yeah, I thought it was very nice.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cute.
Okay, so
What have they been working on?
do you want me? Well, I can click on this link and I can share my screen. Would you like to do it that way?
I don't mind either way because later I would share another link that is gonna be 60 FPS. Not many people could see 60 FPS while you upload it. You
Oh.
screen it. Yeah. So this one is fine if you want to. You guys can just do click on the link if you guys want to.
I'm going to share the screen and then I'll do the link for everybody.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I sent you the wrong link. This is the one for you guys. This is the one. That's the second one. There won't be any sound or anything, so you'll probably just hear me talk.
Okay, so what I need to do is close her presentation, which I think is that. Okay, so then I just have to go to his link. Which, where the hell is it though? Oh, there it is. Participants, chat. Okay, there we go. So the second link.
Correct.
Okay.
So it seems like you need ad block in your life.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna start then.
Yep.
So before I start, I guess I'll give you guys like a couple of seconds to look at the artwork from Studio Ghibli. If it's too choppy from the Zoom, you feel free to open it from YouTube. So I'm gonna start now. In order to tell a compelling and effective story, a storyteller must construct an immersive world. So that's the whole reason I picked Studio Ghibli is to show how detail oriented world building can be, and it could like I feel like Studio Ghibli did very well in suspending our disbelief, and it draws us, make us buy into the world that they created. Yeah, I would like to show you guys through the lens of the world building through Studio Ghibli. So Studio Ghibli consistently construct and craft immersive, unique films that. And yeah,
We
is that?
lost your audio for a second.
Oh, is it better now?
Yeah, it's back on.
Okay. Ghibli Studio just demonstrate a mastery of technique and strict attention to detail with every single scene to really bring that world that was in the writer's mind and the storyteller's mind to life. No matter how far fetched and imaginary it is. And you guys can watch how when you see on the video, you can see how characters are running and interact with their environment, how their clothes and their hair move. The illusion of physics is very well represented by Studio Ghibli. And a little bit of the history about Studio Ghibli, as Serena already mentioned, is founded by 1985, but it's really not known to the rest of the world until 1988 with the movie My Neighbor Totoro. And after that, the one that really opened Studio Ghibli throughout the West was when Disney push them to have their rights, which is when Spirited Away in 2001 was introduced, and it won several awards. I think it also won the Oscar animation, and also won Golden Bear at 2002 Berlin International Festival, and 2003 Academy Award. And under Studio Ghibli, the most influenced person or the face of Studio Ghibli would be Miyazaki Hayao. He grew up in a traditional manufacturing family. His dad owns a Miyazaki Airplane Manufacturing that produces fighter planes, and Studio Ghibli. The name Ghibli itself is from fighter planes, and Miyazaki did not take up arts as his main career at first. He studied in Gakushuin University in Tokyo as in economics. He only started his job as an entry-level animator for Toei Animation, which is a producer for Dragon Ball, One Piece, and many other animation. And then he rose through ranks, and that's how he founded Studio Ghibli with two other partners. And I also want to say to how do I say this? To quote Miyazaki, he thinks that to make animation or to animate is to bring life. He argues that animators are themselves actors. They must understand and empathize with their character. Animators share in part of the actor's process. They must consider what is their character motivation in their scene. In the words of Miyazaki, their emotions will become yours, and as often said, you'll become both an animator and an actor. Of course, this is the unique challenge of animation to create a realistic world through an inherently unrealistic medium. Although it isn't unique to Ghibli's film, but they consistently achieve realistic, tactile, and seemingly effortless sense of realism through the approach of movement. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my introduction to Studio Ghibli. And I just want to share the second link of video where many other animators take reference from Studio Ghibli. which is the second link I sent to you, Greg, or to everyone.
Okay, let me play on my computer. I'll click on it and then go to Zoom and
I have a question for you, Yi.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
What animation software do you know what software they use?
That I do not know, because I know that from Miyazaki himself, he does not really use any software when he start a work. He would not even write a script or nothing to work with. He would just start with drawing a scene of the background, and he would roughly put colors on it, and from there he would work snowball into a bigger work, if that makes sense.
So he just like did it by hand and kind of did like a frame
Correct.
by frame kind of Disney style
Yeah, correct.
almost. Let's see.
Yep.
That's
He
sick.
just draw mostly just a background environment first,
so Luke,
and
there's a software that Studio Ghibli did use, which is called OpenTunes. And what happened was Studio Ghibli used it for a number of years, and then they made it free. So you can actually download this software for free. Now, the thing about this is, Yi's right. From what I've heard, Miyazaki just, kind of just created his animations by hand and stuff like that. But, the studio itself had to use animation software to put everything together. So they use this OpenTunes program. Now, I've downloaded this program and I've looked at it, and it's free, and so you can't argue with the price. However, it's not a very intuitive program like Adobe programs are. In other words, there's not these beautiful toolbars and everything's right where it should be. You kind of have to read the manual to figure out how to use it, but it's free, right? So feel free to check it out if you're interested.
Yeah.
I think from what I heard, they use open tools to the process will take longer if they use color the cells. So they use these to scan the papers, and then they put it digitally, and then that's how they color them so they can come out more refined.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let me show Yi's other video here.
Yeah, you can show like a good few 10-20 seconds of it, just a few example. Long video.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
Cool. All right, nice job, Yi. That's a nice presentation.
Yeah. And
I
that
have
was,
a question. Yeah.
it was
Do we-
interesting because there was new information in them.
Oh, nice. Do we go show and tell straight away?
No, that's going to be at the end of class.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So
I like particularly Yi that you brought up that the animator has to empathize with the character because otherwise they can't really recreate it very well.
Yeah, I realize it's like, especially when the movement and the expression of the
Oh.
character, it really shows like how he put in details when a character move towards left or right when he sprint instead of being a loop. Everything is very detail oriented.
Right, and when he was like viciously eating the the little other two little things, people or
And the
whatever.
other thing I like about him is like the color that he picks is really on point.
Yeah, that was really good.
Does he chooses the colors?
What's that?
Like, does Miyazaki chooses the colors, or is that one of the other two?
He does. Well, I'm pretty sure he has a team of people that does his coloring, but I'm pretty sure he does most of the picking.
Like, he makes the model.
Yeah.
Okay, well, nice job, you guys, on the presentations. I will now take us into the folders to see if there's any new work that you guys have done that you can share with us. Diego, anything new from you?
I don't have anything new, no.
Nothing new. Okay. Cynthia?
Yeah, I have a new item. It was the inside cover page for the Illustrator Final.
It was the magazine?
Yeah, it's under Final Interior page. It's like in the middle. Like
Right
the,
in the middle. Final interior page.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of try to like match the color schemes of the front page with like the red and the green.
Can we be reminded of your front page? What's your front page called? Illustrator
It's,
Final, right?
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So we got that as the front, and then we have this as the interior page.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice. And you got a little dress here, which is reminiscent of the front. Yeah, I like this little sort of almost crayon-like mark to highlight the text.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice, really attractive layout.
Can you go back to the cover too? Yeah, I like it too.
Very nice. Good
Can
work.
we see the cover again? Yeah, I like the fonts you used also.
Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, so are you all done with your Illustrator work then, Cynthia?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll put you on the list. All right.
I think you already graded me.
Oh, okay. Well then never mind. You've been graded. I guess you had finished that before and we hadn't seen it till now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then let's see, Eric, anything new from you?
I have the cover, magazine cover.
Magazine cover. Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Very.
Now I'm probably the only guy in the world who doesn't know who this guy is.
I was gonna ask. That's a generic picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a stock image?
No, I didn't want to.
I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I didn't want to use
it. Thought it was.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad I didn't miss out. I mean,
yeah, no.
Biggest thing in sports, I still wouldn't know who he was, so you could have BS'd me the whole way.
Right.
Okay, it looks really good. I like the way the colors are, how you have kind of a consistent palette. Did you use like 6 colors or 6?
This for the guy, I believe it was 6 colors. The background was 3, and then I just changed the colors myself to whatever.
Okay, nice, so that they matched, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. And then the interior is this page.
Oh, that looks very believable, like a real magazine.
It does, especially this little call out section down here, which is so attractive.
I need the reflection.
It's very common to magazines to pull out a little section like that. Nice.
Thanks.
Looks really good.
Appreciate it.
Okay. And then let's see, Carolina, anything new?
I have the magazine stuff.
Magazine?
Yes.
Magazine. Boom.
Ooh. Wow.
Tips on traveling with children. Throw them overboard.
Not wrong.
Too much weight.
And when you go to jail, guess what? There's no children, so you won't have to be with children your entire life. This will be on the terrorist list.
Wow. Looks good, guys.
Kind of doesn't even look like it. Wow.
I like that you credited the photographer down here. That's nice.
Yeah, every picture I used, I credited them on the picture.
Good for you. Looks really good. What a beautiful picture, and I like the way that you use some of this color, the pink color, in the text. Very nice. Okay, and then we have. Do we have the interior page? Page 1.
Yes.
Okay, it wants me to download this for some ungodly reason. Sometimes they're too big, and it just will not play nice.
That's what could happen if it's too big.
Well, that's the only thing I can figure out. I don't know why. Yeah, well, actually,
Format issue.
it says it right in front of me. It says this file's too large.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it is that, right?
I didn't know the file that big.
We have to assume that, right? Oh no. So the problem here is I can't accurately display it because I don't have the linked files. Maybe if I download the man holding an umbrella.
You have to get the specific one, right?
Well, yeah. See, it's gonna show without. Yeah, I tell you what. You know what? I don't want to show this because it doesn't look like what you want us to see. I tell you what, Carolina, let me show you something you can do so that we can preview your image. Like, let's pretend that this was your image right here. Just go File, Save As, and choose to save it as a PDF and re-upload it. And that way we'll be able to see it. Now, this brings up a good point, though, which is one of the things you guys need to know about Illustrator is that when you place an image in Illustrator, it doesn't actually put the image in Illustrator. It actually puts a link to the image in Illustrator. So if you wanted somebody to open your actual Illustrator file and see all the images, you would have to include the images with the file, because inside of Illustrator is only the link that says, hey, here's the umbrella image we have to pull in, right? So if you want somebody to see all your files, then save it as a PDF, because it will then embed the images into the actual Illustrator PDF, right? So yeah, why don't, when you have a chance, Carolina, why don't you save that as a PDF and re-upload it, and then we'll take a look at it. Sound good?
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself on accident.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm actually glad that happened because I got to tell you guys that, and you know, I haven't had a chance to tell you yet. Okay, so just let us know, and then let's see, Kim. Anything in Kim World?
Me, obviously I have stuff, but I don't know what I did in Photoshop, so that was weird. Okay, so let's see. I have my magazine cover and page in this folder that I just kind of threw together. I should probably stop this. Okay. Yeah. Ta-da!
Nice.
Hey, that's cool.
And then that's actually a picture for me from the convention I just went to.
Oh, did you cosplay as Diva?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
I like the exclusive interview with Kim.
Yep.
I like the what's it called?
Stations, all of the
code ball
were competing for the interview, but only Cosplay Emporium got it, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Where do you got that jacket?
I think I got that one off of Amazon. And it's actually, I have it on my chair right now. It's actually a really nice jacket if I can grab it. I can't grab it. I grabbed it.
What happens if you scan that barcode?
I don't know. Don't scan the barcode.
Imagine putting the square ones, you know, the ones with the square ones, and it turns out it's just a link to on YouTube of Rick Ashley's, and then we're gonna give you
Oh, that would have been good.
that would have been such.
So do you spend a lot of time making cosplay costumes?
We have a big container in the garage right now, and it's filled, and I need more space. My closet, half of it is for clothes that I wear. The other half is costume stuff.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, it looks really nice. Let's take a look at your interior page.
Yeah, that's nice.
Ta-da! I don't know what to say.
Oh, wow. That came out great.
Yeah, it really looks nice.
Wow.
I was afraid the
can
red
you
would
put it-
blend in with the jacket too much, but it seems like there's a good distinction.
Kim couldn't be a
like the
model
color.
in real life, so she just said I'll do it myself.
It's a
It
good
seems like
color
the turning
scheme.
on the T is kind of weird. Like there's a gap on the T, but none of the other letters.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice.
I
Can we
tried
see the-
fixing that. I don't know what it is. No, you're good.
Oh, I was going to say, can we see the cover again, too? Yeah, very pretty.
Yeah, really nice, Kim. Good job.
Look at the barcode. That was a good ad. The
barcode down at the bottom.
Yeah, totally cool. I like that.
Look, it's 100% real now. I didn't fake it.
Yeah.
And then in the Photoshop folder, I have the other two things that we did. I'm still trying to figure out what to do for a sticker.
Okay.
That's just the melon guy. We all know what the melon guy looks like.
Okay.
But we should show off the fruit bowl, because the fruit bowl is like some of my best work. Considering that I haven't done a Photoshop, like actually Photoshopping since freshman year of high school.
Oh, very nice. That looks good.
Also, thank you for showing me the magnetic lasso. I started going crazy with that because it's just so much fun, and I don't understand why.
Oh yeah, I love the magnetic lasso. And that quick selection tool, which they just added a couple of years ago, is awesome. Yeah, that looks great, Kim. Nice job.
I did the very stubborn thing because you said just paint over the cloth so it's that purple color. I went through with the lasso tool and I lassoed everything and then just did the hue and saturation to change the color.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right? And it crashed in the middle of it. So I had almost all of it done and then it crashed and I had to redo it all again.
What a bummer.
The
It was
technique
really
I
funny,
used
though.
was I just made the brush super big, just stamped it once, and then just erased the
Where it
blue on
wasn't
top of the
supposed to be.
vegetables.
Yeah, now I'm glad you guys are saying this stuff because you know there's more than one way to skin a cat, and you can use different Photoshop tools to achieve the same effect.
Yeah. I didn't want to go over with the brush because I know how I work with the brush, and the brush is going to color everything but what I want it to color.
Oh yeah. Luke Abeta, do you have anything new?
I'm probably not.
Okay. All right. Well, let us know when you do. I'll go on to the next one here. Brianna, have you got anything for us to see? Anything new?
Yeah, I have magazine cover, the fruit bowl, and then I did a sticker, but I'm debating if I want to change it.
Okay. So we can give you some feedback if you want. Okay. And the magazine cover is called what?
It should be under final. I think Brianna Stevens final 3 and 4.
Okay, got it. Okay, so this is your final version of the magazine cover, because we saw the sketch before, right? Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, and then the next one is the interior page.
Yes.
All finished off with the text and everything. What do you guys think?
It looks good. I think she improved with the spacing, so it doesn't like cover the image of the face of the cosplayer.
Yeah, it looks good.
That actually looks really cool.
Hey Kim, this is a competitor.
Competitor. I have competition.
Come at me, Kim.
Lots of nice touches, like the sort of subtle dash line up here, and the repetition of the heart shapes, the colors. Looks really nice. Those muted tones. Mia, you have to like this. These are muted tones.
I absolutely love that. And I like the way it's split. I do. I adore it. I was going to ask to see the cover again, too.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it is. I do. I love those colors. You're right. Yeah, see, I like that gradient and all those colors, too. They're subtle. Oh, look at the cosplay reflected text at the top.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, it is. I do love those. Beautiful. Great job.
Okay, and then we had the Photoshop assignment.
Yes.
Fruit bowl.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I'm not gonna lie, I messed up in the beginning because I forgot how to use the copy tool really well. So I think it could be better, but I tried.
Oh, are you saying like on the pail? It's like I think you
It's
like copied it
amazing.
like
I mean,
3 times.
Yeah.
It's the branches with the cloth, that's where I messed up, but you can't really
oh, I
see it.
see.
Another part is in the duplication of the other apple. I think there's still a bit of plate right there.
A little plate.
Yeah, on the duplicated, what is it, the peach? The red peach?
Oh, the tomato to the left on the bottom, the other one.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Instead of shadow, you're saying it's the plate.
It's still the plate texture.
Yeah.
Well, wait till you see mine. You're going to die. You'll probably have a stroke.
Yeah, there's plate and then it looks super saturated, so we can't really see the shine that you had put on.
Okay, right.
On the second one, well, I don't know, but my tomatoes don't look like tomatoes. They look like sick apples.
Yeah, I'll agree. Mine kind of looked, I'm like, does this look good? I don't know.
Well, like I copied from the apple because I was an idiot and I was so exhausted with it. I was like,
It's
fine.
just like, I'm getting it done. It's done. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know that feeling.
I distracted you guys with a multicolored frame. That's what I'm hoping will get me out. No, that
And
looks
then
great. I
with
love the tomatoes.
The other peach, it looks like a lot of the peach was cut off. I look extremely pale now. Let me just, hopefully that'll fix something. That was too much. That's cute.
He looks like he looks like a person who just got how to say criticized by Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, he's cute. All right, nice job on those. And then you have a idea for a sticker. Maybe that's in here as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Looks nice.
My only issue is that her shirt, I don't know if I like it or not, so I might change the color of it. But I didn't know this would work for the sticker.
Well, yeah.
That's very cute. I'd like to get that actually.
I feel like the shirt could change colors. I mean, it might be an improvement.
But should it be more vibrant or more saturated is my question.
Her shirt matches the color scheme of like the yellows in the background, so I kept the same yellow. So I might just change it into either something that matches her hair or her eye color to make it pop more.
Yeah,
Oh, it also matches with the earrings, huh?
Mm-hmm.
any other comments?
I love the design. I think it's really nice, nicely done.
What is like the message of the sticker? Because I see that the eyes have like hearts, so I'm wondering, does it mean like a lot of people look at her with love or lust or something?
Yes. It's up to interpretation. I think I made the eyes be she's supposed to be like, you always represent someone as a goddess so they can look at her or something like that. I don't know. So I guess it's really up to whoever looks at it, what they feel about it.
I like the repetition here with the there's these little almost spiky things coming out here, and they're also on her neck, and they're also around the eyes.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Her eyebrow or her eyes themselves have those. So that's a cool, and then the background. You know, if you look, you can see these repeating patterns, these repeating colors. It's really nice. Yeah, I think that'd make a great sticker. Really nice. Okay, let's see. So next we have.
I have a quick question with the stickers.
Yes, please.
Was there like a specific size we were supposed to make the page, or?
No, you can make your sticker any size, but of course, if you
Just
go,
as long as it has that like transparent background.
if you want to print it, you're going to have to resize it to the sizes. You know, Redbubble has certain maximum sizes that they can print.
What size?
I don't know what their maximum size is. I have to go.
Okay.
Look up. Let's go see.
Because like right now, I just threw my design on a page, and by design, I mean I have no clue what I'm doing.
Okay, how big, how big can Redbubble print stickers? I'm gonna see if it's just out there in the internet. Let's see, sticker printing.
A sticker mule.
All right. Well, maybe if I do their search on their website, or I think they have like a help section.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do they have like a Q&A question? Maybe someone has asked that and they give them an answer.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I need help. Where's my order? Size and style exchanges. Where do I get paid? Selling. Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm worried it's going to take a while. Oh, wait. Dimensions and format.
Oh.
That sounds right.
Product dimension requirement.
File type, maybe?
Dimensions. Apparel, bags, apparel. Maybe, I think this would fall under stationery. Let's see. Pins, masks, all other apparel. Bags, device, home decor. Come on, okay, here we go. Stationery stickers. Here we go. Kim, here's your answer.
Answers.
So the extra large size is 2800 by 2800 pixels. So you got all the way from 600 to 800. And of course, that would be like a box, and whatever you can, you know, whatever one sticker you can fit inside that box, regardless of the shape, would be fine.
So if we wanted to make a sticker, do we both PNG files, each one with a different pixel?
Yeah, it says this file must be pinged for transparency to be saved. We recommend uploading a file with a maximum pixel requirement of 2800 by 2800 to ensure your design is available on all 4 stickers. Oh, that's nice. So if you just upload the big one, their software will automatically shrink it down if you want to sell the smaller versions of that, right?
Oh, that makes it easier.
So what you would do is you would go into Photoshop and you would create a new image. You know, you could click on print just to make sure that the resolution was 300 pixels per inch, right? And then for the width, you change it to pixels and you make it 2800. And then for the height, you make it 2800 as well. And you hit create. Now this is going to give you a blank white square. And basically anything you can fit in here can be printed as the large version of the sticker. And then when you upload it, it'll shrink it. I'm sorry, this is the extra large. Their software will shrink it down to the large size, the medium, the small, and the extra small, or whatever it is. And you can look on their website to see what the actual numbers of those are, but they're right here. If you want to, if you want to see what the inches translation of that is, all you have to do is go into image size, and change your pixels to inches. And it shows you right here. It's basically 9.33 by 9.33 is the biggest sticker size they can print. Did you have something you want to say, Adrian?
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so is it actually possible, let's say artwork is already done and we just add the new resolution? What would happen to the artwork?
You mean if the artwork is a different resolution?
Yeah, like let's say, let's say you have a piece of art already done, but in cases like these where you need to change it to a higher resolution, will the art change?
Yeah, it's going to get pixelated, which is it's not a good thing. Like for example, if I take, let me just go to Google and grab some image. I'll just search for logo and look in images. Okay, I want to find one. Oh yeah, here's a good example. So if I go into Photoshop and I paste in this McDonald's Burger King logo thingy, right? So this resolution is what's called low resolution. It's 72 pixels per inch, which is what is appropriate for the internet, but it's not appropriate for printing, because printing you want to be at least 300 pixels per inch. So you can look at this right now and you can say, oh, it looks pretty good for the internet. You could probably tell if you look closely, the edges are a little blurry, but it's not going to matter on the internet. However, if you wanted to print this and you change its resolution to 300, it's going to be really, really blurry. You see that? That's called pixelization. That's when you take pixels that have a certain amount of information, you blow them up to 2-3 times the size, and now they actually don't have enough information to show you smooth, clean curves. And so you get this thing called pixelization, which is this stair-steppy, blocky, ugly look that nobody really wants, right? And that's what happens when you try to size something up in Photoshop. So the rule of thumb with Photoshop is always go down. Don't try to go up. So in other words, if you're making a piece of artwork, if you want to make a piece of artwork and you want to use it in a 2x3 poster, and you want to make a 7x10 comic book, and you want to make a 4x4 sticker or a 4x6 sticker or whatever, what you would do is you would make it at 300 pixels per inch in the 2x3 poster size. And then you could take that and shrink it down to the comic book and shrink it down to the sticker size, and it would always look good, because you can go down, you can scale down in Photoshop and look good, but when you start to scale up, it kind of looks wonky. Okay.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so Rena, anything new from you?
I have the melon dude. That's pretty much all that I have so far.
Melon dude.
And I had a question also about the stickers.
Looks good.
So cool. I'm glad you like. I was so confused, I guess, when it came to the like the rotation and the like trying to flip the
vertical
radish and the grapefruit and all that stuff. I was so confused like 2 days ago when I was trying to work on it early. But that one time did help. But
did you tilt his hat, or did it just come out like that? Because it looks like almost like a French beret kind of thing.
I know, I noticed that too. No, I didn't. It's just like that. No,
I just need to call him Henri.
Yeah,
it's like a chef.
Yeah, really.
Chef hat. That's what it looks
Uh,
like.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So again, with the question, so are we able to use like our pre-existing artwork, like as a sticker, or should we just make it like for art? I guess art-wise, drawing-wise, should we make it by hand or with Adobe Photoshop?
Well,
If that makes sense.
yeah, I know what you're saying. I tell you what, I'm going to give you the worst possible answer, which is do both, right?
Okay.
If you have pre-existing art, you can put that up there, and we can see what it would look like as a sticker. But why don't you also try to make something in Photoshop, just to get used to this tool and to improve your skills.
Okay, I will do that then. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and then Milo, anything new?
Yeah, I put a couple in there.
Okay, we got a fruit bowl, right?
Yeah, so I fixed the blemish on the hair, and I think that was the last thing I needed to do.
That looks good. And then what else do we have in here? Melon?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I was tour down at the bottom. I disconnected early yesterday, so I wasn't sure how much I should do.
Oh, yeah, no, that's actually what we're going to work on today.
What is?
What I done was I put that at the bottom of yesterday's in case we had time to get to it.
Gotcha.
But that's okay, because that's what we're going to do today. So
That's gorgeous.
well, okay, well, yeah, take a look at this, you guys. This is a little look into the future. This is the assignment you guys are going to do today. But looks good. And anything else?
No.
Okay, very nice.
Still working on the buckle.
Okay. And then Adrian?
Yeah, I got the sticker, the melon guy, and I think we already saw the bowl of food.
Okay, so here is Veggie Face.
Just call him like that. I have no idea he was a melon.
I like that gray background. It's nice.
Yeah, with the white background, I realized since I had it to erase, I put the white background to see what I had to erase, and I just erased it because a lot of times I noticed that I clean up the edges, but there was still like a little part.
That's like the thing we saw on the stickers where you put the bright green so you can see if there's little pieces. Good call.
It is a good idea. And then your sticker.
So that's a little hippo.
I love that.
Oh,
Oh, I love that so
that's
much.
Cute. Baby hippo?
Yeah, he's just like a little hippo. I kind of used it. We such baby hippos and kind of used it for reference.
Nice. It looks great. All right.
Great job.
And let's see, Claudia, anything from you?
Yeah, I have the melon head.
Melon head. He looks angry. Like, why are you making me
around with the eyebrows? Yeah.
Because the pasta wasn't cooked correctly.
It's weird. The kiwi mouth looks pissy. Did you spin it or anything? Or
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I don't want it to make
I
like
also
expression.
think it's more closer to the nose, and that's why it also looks kind of angry.
Yeah.
Like it made his face look more contracted.
And the eyebrows,
Right.
you tilted the eyebrows.
I did, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he looks good.
And I have
Good stuff, Chef.
And you
the
have what?
magazine cover and the first page.
He
thing.
burned his pastry puffs.
Oh,
Oil burned my pastry puffs. Ooh.
Ooh, that looks good. So,
I love the title. I love the words. So it's just
oh, thank you. This
I-
is
the
like
rest of it's gorgeous.
I like her diet. Like she's obviously eating pills and exclamation.
Right? Well, they're actually supposed to be tattoos, but I don't think it translated as
No, it
tattoos.
didn't.
But
I mean, I saw it
yes.
as like stuff she's eating or consuming.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, that's another way of like interpreting
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So it's like an indie women's magazine supposedly that I came up with, and it's like a mental health issue,
Yeah.
and like the hair is a metaphor, like for a person like
The wave.
going, like going upstream and
Riding the tide.
storm and whatever.
Rowing uphill. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
That's clever. How did you do a pattern to get those really cute pastel like streaks that are coming down through?
kind of. Yeah, I did actually. I kind of picked it. Well, I gravitate a lot like towards very pastel colors.
Yeah.
Like naturally, so
Right.
kind of
right.
went with it.
Did you make a bunch of them like on a, do you know what I mean? Those little concentric little dashes of, it looks like almost
Like
raindrops.
yeah, that's what I was going for. They're just like really like thin little rectangles, and I made like I don't know, I just grouped them and
That's what I was
placed
wondering.
them
Okay.
around and
Yep.
messed with the opacity. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, that's kind of
Really pretty.
Thank you.
I like the way that you have the word amuse written where it could be the word amuse.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was going for. I didn't know if it was like gonna translate, but yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, it's
But I
beautiful.
work with words all the time.
What are like the tattoos on the neck? Like I see pills, a like from like Twitter or something, a brain.
Yeah, like a little
stop sign.
brain. Yeah, and there's like a little bit of like social commentary, like
I was thinking like,
an Instagram like, because like
is it
Instagram's
like?
really bad for your mental health or whatever.
I was gonna say that. Like, are these
Yeah.
things that like is that talking about addiction, like pills,
Yeah,
social
like
media, and then the brain
right,
is like dopamine hits.
right, yeah, like related to mental health and things that.
Well, and then like love and rainbows, like it's like happiness and, you know, love are really important for mental health. So those are good.
Right.
What's the exclamation? Is that like joy, excitement?
Was it like shock?
I think that's like left to interpretation. It could be excitement, or it could be just like very hectic, very frantic.
Could be
or-
a swear word.
It could be, yeah, right, yeah. Definitely could be.
It kind of looks like.
You guys saying naughty words?
Let's go, Mom.
There's the one who said shit lick before.
I know, right?
Claudia, you might consider, you have this cool imagery on her neck. You might consider if you want to put any imagery on the boat. And, you know, I like the way it looks. It's a beautiful image. You could also consider another place where you could do images is the rain. You know, like, for example, if you wanted to try 2 or 3 versions of this, which would be entirely up to you, but like you could take some of the symbols off of her neck and put them in the like.
Oh,
getting
like it's
pills
raining.
raining down on her head.
Yeah.
I would rather see
love
the
that.
rainbows and the hearts raining on her head because
I
it's
like
just
that. That sounds really cool.
big for me.
Well, you can also kind of do it like this, like everything that is negative stays on her neck, kind of showing that like these things can choke you with time. And then with the rain, usually because rain is something good, it's not bad. So you can make those like good things.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's right.
Cool.
That works because it looks like she's got her eyes closed and she's enjoying the rain. It's like the rain is a respite from all the garbage.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was like thinking.
Nice. That's beautiful.
Washing away her troubles, is that what you were thinking?
Right, yeah, kind of. yeah.
Nice.
And then this other one is the interior.
It's just like an interior page.
Okay.
Perfect. perfect. It's almost like a heart outline too, the white part.
Right.
Kind of reinforces that positivity.
Yeah,
People
kind of.
might perceive it that way.
Mm-hmm. Kind of still touching on like mental health, and I kind of just like rearranged the symbols and the like the neck tattoo there.
Very nice. Okay, and that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, looks good. And then Mia, what do we have from you? Hello, Mia.
Sorry, I'm back.
What do we have for you?
It's in the folder, the fruit bowl and the puppet. What you call it.
Go ahead.
So sorry, I don't know how bad that is, but that might be the PNG because I was gonna maybe even print it just to see what happens in print. It's not the worst.
Did you got like the texture of the apple?
It was. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot we were supposed to paint it red, so then I was like trying to fix it because I was like, ugh.
That's okay. I'll be your colored border. That's fine.
Colored border is really pretty.
We'll call those cherry apples.
You know what I mean? Exactly. I was like, and I was like, I was tired, so. I think that might just be the pieces when I was cutting them out. So the next one.
Oh, this is the wife, huh?
Yeah.
This is gator salad.
Story, but the comedian skit.
It looks great.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let's see. Robin, anything new?
Yeah, I've got my mask done in Illustrator.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I've got that Photoshop assignment.
Oh, it looks nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, we see that dim color again.
Ooh.
Really beautiful.
The textures are also good.
How did you get that? Looks so 3D.
I did a bunch of drop shadows, and I also made a lot of things transparent.
Oh. Yeah, maybe like drop shadows, but yeah, but more than drop shadows.
Yeah, this
Beautiful.
This is probably the most luckiest moth ever because he has 5 light sources.
Doesn't know which one to choose from.
You should choose the biggest one.
Robin, this is really beautiful. And, you know, I want to remind you guys about this one website that I showed you earlier when we were talking about Redbubble and we were talking on print on demand product sites. But there's this website called Spoonflower. And on this website, you can upload your artwork and it basically becomes a pattern that can then be printed on material for people. And you could, and they have all kinds of products here. You know, they have, you could just look at the list here, wallpaper, fabric, bedding, you know, they even have masks and stuff like that. And the reason that I'm pointing this out is because, you know, when you make a really beautiful design like this, it would be great as a mask, but it also might be beautiful as a pattern, you know, that could be on material.
Like a cotton?
Yeah, like you know, somebody might make a beautiful pillowcase, and it would,
Well, you know what? And I think I was looking for somewhere that made pillowcases, and it would make a great pillowcase. But Redbubble doesn't do pillowcases. Does Spoonflower do them?
well, let's see. I mean, the fact is that Redbubble isn't the only game in town. There's dozens of print-on-demand websites. Redbubble is one of the really good ones. But let's look. Let's see. Let's look.
You know more fabric ones, for instance.
I don't know of any more fabric ones, but let's look up pillowcase on
Okay.
pillowcase.
Flower?
Well, I don't know if what I'm seeing here are pillowcases or not. Let's see.
Wait, are pillowcases like comfortable to
Yeah,
sleep
here,
on?
Sweet Dreams pillowcase pair.
Sweet.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Like,
Yes.
are these pillowcases like comfortable to sleep on, or they're like the ones where they have this like tiny thick layer of plastic that is printed on them?
Yeah.
We'll find out. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, any of you guys that are interested in taking some of your designs and uploading them to a site like that, you can produce some really cool things. I uploaded it, and I made I basically made I just made fabric. I just made a huge thing of fabric that could then be turned into shirts or whatever,
That's cool. I want that.
Yeah, Adrian, I saw there was a chat, like a live chat on some of them. You could ask like technical support. You could ask that question because it's a good question.
Yeah, to see what kind. Oh,
If it's scratchy on your face.
well, that's beautiful. Nice job.
Thanks, guys.
And then anything else in here?
I organized everything, but yeah, the melon one is the new one.
The melon one's the new one. Okay. All right. Looks good. Nice and clean. Okay, looks great.
Is one of his ears like upside down?
Oh yeah.
Just me.
Ears upside.
Oh, whoops.
Up.
Sorry. It's because they got him.
You did mention that wasn't your.
I actually did see that. I was just too lazy to change it.
Well, it's
Yeah,
cute
it was
though.
too late.
We got artistic license, so.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay, let's see. Alma, anything new from you?
I put the fruit bowl there.
The fruit is in the folder.
Yes.
Fruit bowl. All right. Looks good. Okay, and that's it?
Yeah, that's it. I'm finishing up the melon guy.
No, okay. Okay, cool. And then Yi, do you have anything new? It looks like we might have the melon guy from Yi. There we go. Okay, and then
I liked him. He was cool.
Luke, anything new from you? Luke Cottrell?
No, not yet. Working on it
Okay.
still.
I re-uploaded the page one and the background and also the fruit bowl.
Okay, so page one is, help me out here. What's it called? Page one. There it is.
It's under, yeah.
Ooh, much better. Wow. So if you guys remember, Carolina had the Wanderlust magazine cover with the plane on it, and this is her interior page.
It's gorgeous.
Really is.
Awesome.
Really nice. And then you said what, the fruit bowl or?
Yeah, I had the fruit bowl and then I also had the background of the magazine. I don't know if we needed that.
The back cover?
Yeah, it's just really simple.
Whoa.
You can actually scan that and it just says words.
That's awesome. Nice.
Wow.
Looks really good. Okay, did we miss anybody? Did we miss anything? No? Okay, so why don't we take a little break? And remember, we're going to do show and tell today at the end of class. So if you didn't have a chance to get anything into your folder, you could do that now on the break. So let's break until 2:35, a little 15-minute break, and then we'll reconvene. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey Kim,
What?
do you know any good like drawing YouTubers?
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like YouTubers who give good information about drawing.
I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm trying to work on I'm trying to do the sticker. So I have something small for show and tell, and it's not, I don't know what I'm doing. Send help.
Yeah, did you show like your best and from the previous show and tell?
I showed off literally everything I had during the other show and tells.
Yeah, same. I was just trying to get it drawing a bit.
One of the things I thought of doing was showing off some of my really old art and crying as you all looked at it.
I was thinking something similar about my animations, but at the same time, I don't know. I think I'll kind of cringe at them. It's like, do I really want to show that to a group?
I know that feeling. It's okay, you just show them. Just show them. We won't judge you.
That's what I was gonna say. I tried, but I don't know how you can upload a video to Google Drives. I don't know.
You can.
Formatting. You can?
Yeah.
Let me try that. There was one I kind of want to show, but gee, I don't know how's it gonna come.
How do I make space things? Send help.
What do you mean space things?
Like make stuff look like space.
Oh. Oh. How come it didn't work before?
Because right now I have like a little puddle almost, or a little pond type thing. And I want to fill the inside with a little space thing. And I have like 3 layers of stars because I love stars. Even though I'm not going to use all 3 of them because it's a lot of crowdedness. Oh, I might use those 2 though. I don't know. I need to grab food. Yeah, I just need to figure out how I'm going to work the colors right. That's my thing, at least, is just the colors. Okay. But until then, food.
Well, hello, you guys. I've come back, and I know you will too. I hope you will. Come back to the class.
Nope, I'm leaving forever.
Okay, deal.
Totally not believable.
We'll give everybody a second to come back, and then we'll get started again.
I will say I am still eating, so I will be a little bit disappeared, gone-ish words.
Yeah, I have about half a piece of cheese to eat, so I'm gonna close my video until I'm done with this cheese, and
A half a piece of cheese. I have like a half a Hot Pocket.
Oh, you win.
Hot Pockets are better.
I know.
Cooking butterfly pork chops. What's heck with you guys?
Oh,
wow.
Lucky. That actually sounds really good.
Yeah.
Okay, whoosh.
All right, well, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the assignment for today, give you guys some time to work on that, and then after that, we'll do the show and tell. So you want to go to the class website and download the assignment. And so I'm going to share my screen so I can show it to you. Okay, so there's actually two assignments on here, and the reason there's two of them is because they're very similar, and they give you they both give you practice with the same thing, which is using layer masks, in addition to using selections, which is what you were doing on the, sort of Mr. Potato Head vegetable fruit guy. So this time when you download stuff, when you download where it says download this file to do the first in class exercise, it's going to download a zip folder that has both the PDF and the image files in it that you'll need to do the exercise. And so that will be one exercise. I believe that is, let's see, this one right here, which we saw Eric had done this one already. Basically, you're going to get a PDF like this that explains everything you're going to do. And then you're going to get all these images. You're going to get the picture of the family walking on the beach, the picture of the globe, London Bridge, the plane, and then I think you're just going to make the text. Okay, and so that's going to be in the zip folder or the compressed folder for the first assignment, right? The second assignment is going to be the identical idea. You're going to click here and download a second folder, and that's going to have this PDF in it, which is, it's the same idea. It's taking photographs, compositing them on a page, and then making selections and using a layer mask to make this kind of fading transparency. You can see how the couple here is fading into the background, and the ship and the ocean kind of fade into each other, and that's all made with layer masks. Now, what I'll do is I'll demonstrate to you how to get this special effect with layer masks, and then we can look at how you could composite some of the elements together on the first assignment. And then you guys can spend some time in class today working on these assignments. Now, if you don't have time to get all this stuff done today, that's fine. You can work on it over the weekend. We'll just get started, and then you guys can work at your own pace. So let me go back to the site here and show you that there's two links that link to the whole layer mask thing. I'm going to open up my participants window here so that if anybody gets kicked out, I can see them. And I'll open up my chat here in case you guys have any questions. So there's two links here. The first one goes to the Adobe site, and it has general information about layer masks. And so there's just a whole bunch of cool stuff you can do with layer masks. We're not even going to get into all of it. But if you want to, you can read this and play around with layer masks and see everything they're available that they can possibly do. The second link here is the one that's more useful when it comes to this particular assignment. Use a gradient with a layer mask. This tells you exactly how to do what this assignment is all about, which is how to make a layer mask and how to use a gradient to make that layer mask so that one picture goes from completely opaque to transparent, sort of fades into transparency, and then how you can put another picture on a layer below that to make it look like one picture is fading into the other, right? So of these two links, the one on the bottom is the most useful for today's assignment, and then the one above that is good for reference. So let's see what this is all about. So like I said, if you download this first file, you're going to get this PDF here, and you're also going to get all of these images. And so what I did was I downloaded all that stuff, and then I opened it all up in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, I have my beach, my plane, my globe, my bridge, and I think that's it. And then we're going to type the text, right? Now, I'm going to start out by showing you how you would do some of this stuff. So if we look at the PDF, I got to keep moving things around because there's so much junk on my screen here. If we look at the PDF, we see that the globe is going to be placed here on the document, and then it's going to be kind of faded into these people here, right? So this document of the family walk on the beach is obviously going to be the main document, but you can also see that there's white space around it, which means they increase the canvas size, right? And you guys know how to do that from your Mr. Potato Head. Now, I'm not going to, when I do this demo here, I'm not going to do it at the exact dimensions they tell you in the PDF, but you should go ahead and follow those instructions. But like, if I wanted to give myself like, you know, 1 inch of space on either side, 3/4 of an inch at the top, and maybe 2 inches at the bottom, that's kind of what it looks like. I could go into image canvas size, and I would look at the width of my image. It's 8.889. Now, if I wanted to put an inch on either side, that would be 2 inches. So I would make that, you know, 10.889. So that's going to add an inch on either side, right? As long as I keep my picture right in the center, which is what this dot is, right? Now, if I also want to add like 3/4 of an inch at the top, I could take this dot and I could click down the arrow down here at the bottom, and I could say I want to add, you know, 0.75 inches. Well, I don't really want to do the math here. That's too much trouble. So let's see. Let's just add an inch, right? So we'll go from 5 to 6. Okay. So now, because this is down here, if I left it right in the center, all of this white space would get outed all around it, and the picture would be in the center. But if I click this arrow down here, the white space is going to get added on either side, and it's going to get added to the top, right? So I do that, and sure enough, I get this thing. Now I have to actually go in a second time to add the white space to the bottom. So I would go image, canvas size. This time I'm going to click the arrow up at the top to move that little picture up to the top. And I'm going to say, I want more stuff on the bottom. So that dot represents your content, which is a picture, and we want it at the top. At the bottom, we want 2 inches. So the height is 6, so I'm going to change it to 8. And then I'm going to go boom, and now I get that. Now, like I said, it's not the exact proportions of, you know, whatever the PDF is, but, you know, it shows you the method of how to do it, right? Now, some other things that they did here. It looks like they did the bevel and emboss feature on this picture here. And bevel and emboss is a special kind of thing you can do. It's what you would call a special effect, right? So let me see what their settings are so that I don't steer you down the wrong road. So let's see. I gotta look through this until I find my bevel and emboss. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. Large brush. Oh, I don't even see it. It might be in there somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But anyway, I'll just show you how it works. So the goal here is to try and get this beveled edge on the photograph here that kind of looks like a piece of wood or something like that. So what you can do is, well, notice that the picture itself is on the background layer, and that has a little lock icon on it, right? So what you can do is click on the lock icon to unlock your layer, okay? And so now you can do anything you want that layer. Now, Unfortunately, my picture is on the background layer. So if I try to add a bevel and emboss to this, it's going to bevel and emboss the whole background layer too. So it might be better for me to take the picture off of here and put it on a separate layer, right? So I could, if I want to, I can double click on the name of this and name it background, right? Okay, now what I want to do is I want to grab this picture and I want to put it on a new layer. Now, we've used the, yesterday we started using the selection tools, and you saw that there are a lot of selection tools. There's geometric selection tools. There's what I call organic selection tools, which are these lassos. There's the quick select, there's the magic wand, and so on and so forth, right? Now, sometimes it's easier to select everything other than what you want and then actually reverse that selection to get what you want. And that's the case here. When I look at this, I think, well, let's see, what do I want to do? Do I want to click on the rectangle tool and try and line this up perfectly and try and perfectly get this rectangle? I could do that, and that's one way to select this. But it's actually even easier to go to my quick selection tool, this fourth icon down from the top, and then change it to the magic wand tool, right? Come over here and just click on the white. Now what that's going to do is going to select all the white, which is basically the canvas area around the picture, right? Now so far I don't have my picture selected. I just have everything other than my picture selected, right? But you'll notice at the top here there's a drop-down menu called Select. And if you go under Select and you choose Inverse, which means the opposite of, instead of selecting the white, which it has now, it'll select everything else on the picture, on the image, which is just the picture in the middle. And you can look at my screen here and you can see the marching ants, which are these dotted lines which are moving. Right now they're surrounding the white area, but when I change it to inverse, notice that they're only surrounding the picture in the middle, right? Now, if I want to cut this picture off and put it on a new layer, I can go under Edit and I can say Cut, right? And you can see the picture is gone. And then I can go under Edit again and I can say Paste Special, because of course you could paste it, if you hit paste, it'll paste it in the center. But I could say Paste in Place, which will put it in exactly the same place it was cut from. And look at that. The white now has a hole in it, but you can't even tell because I pasted the photo exactly into that spot, right? So now we have two layers, and I can call this top one Beach, and the bottom one is Background, right? And now that I've isolated that image, and this is a good rule of thumb for Photoshop, any component or any image that you want to work with individually, put it on a different layer. It's true in Illustrator too. But especially in Photoshop, because you can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and grab my layer palette, and I'm just going to drag it over here so it's easier for you guys to see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a special effect. And while I have this beach layer selected, I'm going to come to the bottom of my layer palette, and I'm going to click on this little button here that says FX, which is it's a shortening of the term effects, EFFECTS, right? If you click on that, it's going to add something called a layer style, which is a special effect, right? So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to choose the top one, which is bevel and emboss. Okay. Now, when you do that, this new window pops up, and the new window gives you all of these weird choices that you can make, right? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is over on the left, I'm going to choose the word contour. I'm going to click on that little box. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to take the edge of this and slide it in so that it looks like it's angled, right? Now, then I'm going to click on this little depth slider here, and I'm going to move it to the right. Now, I'm not seeing very much emboss there, and it might be because of my choice, pillow emboss. I'm going to try outer bevel. Okay, that looks a lot better. Let's see. Oh, no, that's no good. How about inner bevel? All right, let's see how we look. Okay, there we go. So now this, granted, this doesn't look exactly like what's on your picture. And if you guys can find in the instructions which one of these choices they want you to use, be my guest. But each one of these does a slightly different kind of emboss, right? And embossing is basically taking something and making it look like it's three-dimensional, right? So if you choose something like inner bevel and you grab your slider and you bring it up to like, 280 or something, and you take your size and you move it up to like 9 or 10. And of course you can take this soften here and you can move that up or down. You can see what's happening with my edge here. You can get a very hard edge or you can get a very soft edge. You can see that mine has kind of a shadow down here. I don't think theirs does, but this is the basic principle of it. You basically choose bevel and emboss and contour, and then you go ahead and you basically play with these settings. You can try up, you can try down. When I change down, it takes the shadow and puts it on the top like the light is coming from the bottom. You can move your size and your soften slider, and you can move your depth slider. And all this stuff is just more special effects and more changes down here in the shading, right? And so this will give you the bevel and emboss special effect on this picture. Now, like I said earlier, I'm not too concerned whether you make it look exactly like the PDF. Like you can look at mine. It looks like, their shadow is over here on the right and mine's on the left. I don't care. Just play with the tools and learn how they work, right? Okay, another thing is we want to take the globe and we want to cut that thing out so that it's just the earth and not the stand that the globe is on. And then we want to fade it into the picture. We want to put it on this picture and fade it in, right? So what I'm going to do, I've opened all these pictures in Photoshop, right? So I can go up here to my tabs and I can click on the one called globe. And there it is, there's my globe, right? Now what I can do is I can select this globe. Now whenever you have to make a selection, you have to choose which one of the selection tools is most appropriate for what you're going to do. Now remember earlier when we were talking about one of the assignments, it was the fruit bowl, and somebody, Adrian said, well, I just made a huge brush and painted it and then erased things, and then somebody else had a different solution. So, there's a bunch of different ways you can do this, but eventually you find the ones that work best for you, right? So let's look at a couple ways that we could select this globe, right? The first thing that pops into my head is it's round, right? So I would tend to go to my geometric selection tools and click on the elliptical selection tool, right? Now the elliptical selection tool, if you hold your shift key down, you can make a circle, right? And you can get that circle to what you think is about the size of the globe. And then you can click in the middle of that circle and you can move it around and kind of hope that it was pretty good, right? Mine actually was pretty good. I got lucky, right? And you can use your arrow keys to move that around. And basically, you're not going to get the entire globe. There's going to be a little bit of an edge around that you're not getting, but that's okay because we need to cut off this little blue part at the top. We need to cut off all that junk at the bottom. So, I'm just going to try and get the best selection of this thing that I can. Okay, now I can then go edit, copy, and then I can go back to my beach photo. And I've got a lot of stuff open here, but it's this photo right over here. And I can simply go edit, paste. And it's going to put that globe in, and it's got a nice clean edge, right? Now, let's go back to the globe photo. And let me show you a couple other ways you could select this globe, right? Now, what I did was I selected my elliptical selection tool, and I held my shift key down. And I started out here over at the left. And I just made a circle and I hoped that it was the right size and I moved it in, right? However, you can also use the selection tools, the geometric selection tools, and instead of going from the top left down, you can go from the center out. And the way you do that is you hold the shift key down and you also hold down the alt key or the option key on a Macintosh. So let me show you what that looks like. So if I wanted to try and get a better selection of this globe, I could put my little crosshairs here in the center of the globe, right? I could hold down my shift key, so I'm going to get a circle, and then I could hold down my option key on the Mac or my alt key on a PC so that it starts from the center and moves out, right? So now with my shift and my alt key held down, I'll click and I'll drag out from the center and it will pull the circle out from the center. And you can see it's going to be a lot easier to try and get a circle that's the right size when you're coming in from the center as opposed to when you're coming in from the side. And then I can move that around until I get what I want. I can copy and paste it on the other image, right? Now, another way that I could do this, and this one I haven't tried yet, so I don't know how well it will work. I could try the quick selection tool, and I could just start dragging it across the globe and hope that it will select just the globe and nothing else. It's doing a pretty good job, but not a great job. See how it got some of this this brown stand over here. So that maybe isn't the perfect solution, right? But here's a third way that you could select the globe. Go under your lasso tools and go to the magnetic lasso tool. Click on the edge of this globe, and then, click on the edge of the globe, and then just start dragging your mouse around. Oh, looks like it, it went a little south on me there. Went a little south pole on me there. Okay, it did a great job over here on the right, but not a perfect job. Yeah, and you can see the magnetic wand worked okay, or I'm sorry, the magnetic lasso worked okay, but it didn't work great. I still have stuff I have to fix here. So, you know, 3 different methods. Once again, if it's a geometric shape like a circle, your ellipse tool is going to be probably the best way to do that. Okay, now I tend to speak kind of quickly when I'm doing instruction like this. So if you have a question, just pop it up here in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer it. Yeah.
What was the thing? What was the commands? So the ellipse tool is in the center.
Shift and Alt.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my beach document here, and you can see that I have this globe. And now I'm going to go look at my PDF and try and, you know, get the globe about the right size and position it correctly. So when I look at this, the globe kind of, it looks like it kind of starts at this woman's arm sort of and goes around. It doesn't quite hit this edge. It doesn't quite hit the bottom. So if I want to see how big my globe is compared to this woman, I can't see because the globe is obscuring her, right? However, I can go to my layer, and I can come up here and I can click on this thing called the opacity slider. So I can click on this drop-down menu next to the word opacity. I can click on this slider here and I can move it to the left, like to 50%. And now I can see behind it, right? My image is 50% transparency, right? Now I can try and position this about where I think it should be on, you know, on the document. I can go back and look at my PDF. I think my globe's a little big. So what I'm going to do is I can do Edit, Transform, Scale, and I can click on one of these corners and I can pull it down a little bit and then reposition it, you know, and that's probably pretty good. And then I can just double click or click on the check mark up here to finish it. Now, once I've got it in about the position that I want it, I can take it back up to full opacity using the opacity slider here. I can click on that and drag it back up to 100%, right? And now what I want to do is I want to do this special effect where what we do is we make it look like the globe is fading into transparency, which is then fading into this picture, right? Now it's actually quite easy to do, and that's what that article was telling you how to do, the one that I linked to at the bottom of today's post. So what you do basically is, you know, always remember to name your layers as you make them, so you'll remember what they are. So we have this layer called globe here. Now, in order to make this globe, you know, go from fully opaque to transparent and sort of fade like a gradient, we need to use something called a layer mask. Now, if you look at the bottom of your layers palette, there's this little icon here that looks like a piece of paper with a hole in it. And if you hover your mouse over that, you get a tooltip, which is a little sign that pops up and it says add layer mask. Well, that's what we want to do. So go ahead and make sure your globe is selected. Click the add layer mask button. Now what's going to happen is it's going to add a little like white, you know, icon here and a chain link next to the picture of your globe. And that's fine. That's, you know, that's what it does. That means a layer mask is on there. Now, the next thing we need to do in order to make this a layer mask is we need to use the gradient tool in Photoshop. So what you're going to do is over here on the left-hand side on your toolbox, you're going to click on this thing that looks like a little black to white gradient. which is underneath the eraser tool, okay? So click on the gradient, right? And then what you want to do is you want to come up here to the top and click on this drop-down menu, and you're going to see a bunch of folders in here. There's a bunch of folders that have different gradients, all different colors, right? You want to open the basics folder, and you want to choose the very first gradient, which is white to black, okay? So once again, you're clicking on the gradient tool over here, this one right here. Then you're coming up to the top, this bar here, you're clicking on this drop-down menu, you're opening the basics folder, and you're clicking on the very first black to white gradient, right? Now, since we have the gradient tool selected here, that means we're going to be using the gradient tool on our document here. So what I want you to do is come over here to the top left of the globe, come over actually sort of the center left side of the globe, click your mouse and hold it down, and you'll get this line, and drag, drag sort of at an angle, like you're cutting the globe in a perfect half at an angle, and drag down to, like, say, this guy's feet, and then let go. Now what you'll see is bizarre. What happens is the gradient combined with the layer mask produces a transparency effect, right? The globe is fully opaque over here and semi-transparent over here. Now, where the transparency started and how powerful it is depends on how far you pulled the gradient, right? So I pulled it down to this guy's feet. Now, go ahead and do Command Z on a Mac or Control Z on a Mac to undo that. Try it again, but this time only go as far as a little bit off of the edge of the globe and then let go. And what you'll notice is you get a lot more transparency. So in other words, the longer you go, the less transparency you get, right? So, I can look at this one right here and then go look at my PDF and say, well, on the PDF, the transparency really stopped here at like South America, right? And mine continues to go. So that means I have to go even less far with my gradient. So I'm going to do Command or Control Z again to go back to the beginning. This time I'm going to go along the equator here, and I'm not going to go all the way to the edge of the globe. I'm just going to go about an inch shy of the edge of the globe. And sure enough, that gives me something that's closer to this, right? It's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, right? But it works. It produces the desired effect, which is going from opaque to transparent, right? Okay, so now that I know how to do that, I can use that same effect on other aspects of this assignment and the next one, right? Like, for example, I can take the picture of London Bridge and I can bring it in here, add a layer mask to it, click on my gradient tool, click on it and drag it out, drag the gradient out into this picture, and we'll get the same effect of this transparency happening on the edges, right? Okay, so that's how the mask works, the layer mask, and using the gradient tool with the layer mask to produce this transparency, right? Now, a couple other things they're going to ask you to do on this. They're going to ask you to type World Tour Vacations and to use the bevel and emboss function on there. And once again, bevel and emboss is just down here in the effects area at the bottom of your screen. And then they're going to ask you to cut out the plane, right? And of course, the plane, possibly when I look at this, the best way to get this would in fact be the magnetic lasso, right? And so if I take the magnetic lasso and I just start running it along the edge of this plane, it's going to do a pretty good job of selecting, all the parts of this plane and not the parts I don't want. Maybe I'm going to ignore the wheels because those are a pain in the butt, right? So I'll just try and get everything except the wheels, do the best job that I can. Go around here. I don't know how well it's going to do with this little, it didn't do great with that little wing at the back. It didn't do great with this tail, but that's okay. It's actually good that it's not getting everything because I want to review how to get pieces. Okay, so you take the magic lasso or magnetic lasso, I'm sorry, and you click on the edge of the plane. You hold your mouse down and you drag it all the way around the edge of the plane, and it does a pretty darn good job. but there's a few places where it kind of sucks, right? So you click on your magnifying glass and you zoom in here to these places where it sucks. And now you want to use the regular lasso tool to add to the selection where you want things, like I want this little piece of the tail, and remove from the selection where you don't want things, right? So what you do is you take the regular lasso tool and you hold down your shift key. And when you hold down your shift key, you can lasso a part of the plane that you wanted but you didn't quite get, and lasso it all the way back to the beginning, and it'll select everything, right? Now, if you got a little bit more than you bargained for, hold down your Alt or your Option key and lasso the part you don't want, and that part goes away, right? So I'm just doing that. I'm just going back and forth. I'm holding down my Shift key, and I'm completely lassoing the parts of this that I want. When I see a part that I don't want, I hold down my Alt key or my Option key on the Mac, and I go here and I lasso the stuff that I don't want, and that gets pulled out, right? Now I'm holding my Shift key down again, and I'm grabbing all this, right? And so on and so forth. Now, you know, I don't expect you to get a perfect selection of this plane, but you should be able to get a pretty good one, right? Like I said here, I'm just too lazy to deal with these wheels. I probably should care about these wheels, but I just really don't. Okay, and so here we go. Got that. Now, it's not perfect. Like, there's a little piece of the wing more I could get there. There's some more junk I could get here. Some things that are pretty obvious, like this little engine I'm going to try and get. Here, I can hold my Alt key down and get rid of this wheel. Okay, but overall, it's a pretty decent selection of the plane, right? Now, once I've got it, I'm going to do Edit, Copy, and then I'm going to move over here to my beach photo, and I'm going to do Edit, Paste, and I'm going to get my plane, and of course my plane is way too huge for this document, right? So I can go under Edit, Transform, Scale. I can grab the corner of this and I can just scale it down until my plane is, you know, approximately the right size. Now the problem with this plane is it's facing the wrong direction, right? If we look at the PDF, they want this plane to face this direction. It's also a different plane. It looks like this plane doesn't have the name on it. Maybe they wanted us to take that off. This one's got a blue corner, and that one's got, or this one has red, that one's blue. Anyway, it doesn't matter. A plane's a plane, right? So what we got to do is we got to make it smaller, and we got to flip it to face the other direction. So I'll do this time as a quick key command to scale my item down. I'll click on my item. I'll hold down my Control key on the PC or my Command key on the Mac, and I'll hit the letter T. And that T is for transform, and that will give you this bounding box, which is the box around it, which allows you to scale or rotate your image, right? So now I'm going to scale this image down a bit more. And when I'm done, I'm going to click on this little check mark, or I'm going to hit the Enter button, right? And now I've got my little plane that I can move around. Now I want to flip it, which is also a transformation, right? So I can go under Edit, Transform, and then flip horizontal, which means it's going to flip it, you know, along the horizon, right? I click that, and sure enough, there's my plane. Now, probably the reason they had you get rid of this name is because it's backwards when you flip the plane, right? So what I can do to make this selection is, you know, I could select it with my lasso tool, right? But I think that the polygonal lasso tool would be even better. So if I go under my selection tools and I change the polygonal lasso tool, remember this is the one that lets you click and then drag and make like straight selections, right? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click and drag around like a little polygon around this text. And then I'm going to double click when I'm near the beginning. Oops, looks like I lost my thing there. Let me try again. Okay, I'm going to double click at the end here. And when you double click, it takes wherever you are and draws a line from there to the beginning point, right? So here I am, I've selected that whole piece of the plane that has the text on it. Now this is a super cool thing that I'm gonna do right now, and hopefully it'll work, and if it does, it's gonna blow you away. But Photoshop has something called content-aware fill. And content-aware fill will fill an object with content that is similar to what's all around it, right? Sometimes it works great and sometimes it doesn't. In this, I'm afraid it might not work perfectly because it might bring in a little bit of the green, right? Probably the best thing to do here might be to sample this white and just fill in with white. But let's try the content-aware fill and see how it does. So what you do is you select an area, you go up under Edit, and you choose Fill, which means we're going to fill this selection with something, right? Now it asks you, what do you want to fill it with? You know, do you want to sample a color? Do you want to fill it with white or gray or black? But if you choose Content Aware, it's going to take a sample of all the pixels around it and try and figure out what it should fill it with, right? So I'm going to choose Content Aware and hit OK. Oh, actually, it worked perfectly. I'm so glad about that. So what it did was it filled it with like the gray pixels that are on the fuselage of the plane, right? Now, if we go up here to select and we choose deselect, you can see it looks like it made kind of a perfect fill, and it looks like there was never any name there, which is just beautiful, right? Okay, and then so you can bring London Bridge in, you can type your text in and do the bevel and emboss on that, right? One last thing I want to tell you about the gradient is you can do a linear gradient, which is the kind that we did, but you can also do something called a radial gradient. So for example, if I took this picture of London Bridge, and I'm just gonna do this randomly, I'm just gonna grab a chunk of this, copy it, and paste it in over here. It's not gonna look anything like it should. But if I take my London Bridge, and I'm gonna name it, right? Now, if I add a layer mask to that, which is clicking this layer mask icon, and then I click on my gradient tool, which is still set to black and white, and I click here and I drag it out, it's going to give me this, you know, this transparency, but it's only giving it to me on the side that I dragged on, right? And really, we want it all around. So what you can do is you can change the type of gradient that you're doing. This first button up here is a linear gradient, which is a gradient that goes in a line. But the second one is what's called a radial gradient. And a radial gradient radiates out in 360 degrees. So if I chose a radial gradient and then I click and drag out, now it takes and makes the transparency on all sides of the picture. Oops. And clearly, you know, I have to practice exactly how far I want to do this, right? But the radial gradient is the way that you can get everything to kind of go on all sides. Let's see. Yeah, so you can try the radial gradient and see if that works for you. Another option for you would be to do the linear gradient a couple times, right? You could click here, and you could, you know, you could do a linear gradient that does that. Let's see if we do it again, if it's gonna keep the original one. No, it doesn't, it removes it. So yeah, so that's kind of problematic. So I would say, let me try some of these other gradients here. Get it back to normal. Okay, that one doesn't do what we want. Yeah, so I would probably try the radial gradient and just keep messing with it until it looks a little bit like what you see in the PDF. I think that's probably your best shot at getting it to look like the PDF. Okay, and then, yeah, question.
Sorry for interrupting that. I was gonna ask, how do you do the mask? Because the only option I get is the clipping mask.
All you have to do to make a mask is click on the layer that you want, and then come down to the bottom of the layers palette and click on this icon right here, which is that Add Layer Mask button.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, of course, the last thing we have to do is add some text. I guess I better go look at what it's called, World Tour Vacations. So I'm just going to go in here and select my text, hit my caps lock. Wait, actually, I don't think it is caps locked, is it? No, it's not. Okay, take my caps lock off. Type in, World Tour Vacations. I don't know what font they told me to use. I'm just going to blow this up and make it Arial bold. Maybe I'll make it Arial black because that's a nice thick one. Let's see, Arial black. Okay, and then, if I want to color this text like a blue color, up at the top here is a color chip, and I can click on that. And then I can take my eyedropper and I can come around and I can click on the photo here until I find a nice blue, and that will color my text that color, and I can hit OK, right? Then I can use the bevel and emboss on this layer. So I can come down here, click on FX and bevel and emboss, and I can go ahead and change the amount of bevel that it's doing to this. I can change the type of bevel, until I get the kind of the look and the feel that I want to produce from this, right? So for this, I think it would probably be the same bevel, and then I would just play around until I got it looking kind of like the photo, right? Or the PDF. Okay, and then obviously move all these things around until you're good to go. Okay, so that's an explanation of how to do all of the elements that you'll need for this first assignment, right? And then the second assignment is basically just more practice with the same thing. You're also, second assignment, you have a new set of pictures. This time you're adding some more text. You're doing some more gradients where you're doing a layer mask and using the gradient to fade these guys in, the boat and the starfish. And of course, you're still using the bevel and emboss to produce that edge around there. Okay. All right. So with that, are there any questions from you folks? Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys, let's see, 3:20. I'm going to give you guys a half hour to work on these two assignments. And of course, you don't have to get them all done right now. Just get as far as you can. And then at about 10 minutes to 4, so about 3:50, I'll jump back in and we'll start our show and tell. Does it sound good? Okay. So let me know if you guys have any questions.
Hey, Greg, I've got a quick comment.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm in Photoshop, at the very top, I have an option that says Show Transform Controls. I clicked it. It helps me a lot because it allows me to rotate it without doing Control T or anything. I don't know if that helps or hurts. So
okay,
that's up to you. But I wanted to point it out.
Where is it?
Let me see if I can find that. So does it appear when you select something?
It's at the very top.
Here it is.
Yeah, I see it on yours.
So Robin is suggesting that I get, what I did was I deselected everything and I just clicked on one picture, right? And then I get this thing called Show Transform Controls, and I'm going to click that. And so now what it's doing is, oh, this is nice, yeah. So anytime that you click on something, it's going to automatically give you the bounding box, which will let you scale or rotate it. So the reason this isn't checked by default is because some people might find it annoying when they're trying to lay something out to always see that box. But when you're first starting with Photoshop, this is a great tool, it really is. Okay, thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
No problem.
Greg, I have a few questions.
Yes, please.
For the applying the gradient for it to fade into the back.
Mm-hmm.
like the one you did the globe. When I select the image, for example, the bridge, right? How do after applying what do you call that, a mask?
Yeah.
How do I add that gradient towards that mask? Do I select that layer mask thumbnail, or do I select the picture itself?
Well, you just leave the layer selected after you make the mask. So let me see if I can delete my layer mask. Okay, so you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my London Bridge, right? So what I do is I come down here and I click to add the layer mask, and then I don't have to click anything else on that layer. It's already selected, right?
Oh, okay.
Now
Okay.
I go. What?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Now I go over here and I click on my gradient tool.
Mhm.
I should still be on the white to black gradient because that's what I selected, but I can either choose the linear gradient, which is going to produce this kind of effect, or I can choose the radial gradient, which is the second one, which is going to produce the same kind of effect, but on all four sides, right?
I see now. I see
Yeah.
now.
And so,
I have to actually apply, like click on the picture.
yeah. And, you have to basically just have to keep playing with this and messing with it until you get the kind of effect that you want where it's like fading out properly. Like, maybe that's the look that you want right there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, makes sense?
Yep. I have another question. It's like the plane.
Mm-hmm.
When you, how do I change the color of the plane tail? Can I just
Oh, you want to
can I
change
just
that
straight
red?
up just paint it? Yeah. Do I just straight up paint on it with the brush?
Well, no, the easiest thing to do is click on your magnifying glass and zoom in here. And I would click on my magic wand tool, okay, which is underneath the quick selection tool.
Uh-huh.
And then make sure you're on the layer with the plane. And I can see here that I didn't name my layer plane, but I should have. Okay. And then click in the red area here. And you'll notice that it's only going to get a certain amount of the red. In my case, it's because of this setting up here called tolerance. And that should really be set to like 32. And if that's set at 32, you're going to get a certain amount of the red, right?
Uh-huh.
Now then hold down your shift key and click in the red again, click in the red again, and even maybe up here at this very tail end of the red, you should get the vast majority of the red, right?
Okay.
And then if you wanted to, you could click on your eyedropper tool, select a blue, and then just go edit fill and fill that with what's called the foreground color, which is the blue you selected. And so it's going to fill that with a color, right? Now, certain things you may have to paint, like there's a little red down here. You could paint with a paintbrush.
I'm still kind of lost when you did that.
Okay.
That
want
paint
me to start over?
selection. No, just the part, the eyedropper tool.
Okay, got it. So let me go back a couple. Okay, so right now I have the selection, and you have a selection too, right? Okay, here's the eyedropper tool. And then you take that and you come and you find like a blue that you want to use, and it could be any of these blues, right? And that's going to come in as what's called the foreground color, right?
Okay.
Now you click on your edit menu and you come down here to the word fill. All right. And in this little menu that pops up, this dialog box, choose foreground color, which will be whatever is this color right here.
Oh, okay.
All right. And then you hit OK. It fills it with that color. Now, like I said, to deselect this, go under select, deselect. It may not be perfect. You may have to come in here with a tiny paintbrush and
Yeah.
set those edges.
Yeah, I can see that. I have another question. When you see on the bottom left, like the color that you pick on, we call this, when you pick the color you see on your left side is a blue and white.
What do you mean?
That still like on the color picker on the left side.
Oh yeah. This little guy right here.
Yeah. What is top and what is bottom? I don't quite get it.
Yeah, I understand, because in Illustrator, this is the fill and this is the stroke, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Photoshop, these are just two colors, and they call the first one the foreground color, and they call the bottom one the background color.
Oh, okay.
And so what happens is, like, okay, let me show you the perfect example. Right now I have blue chosen as my foreground color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now watch. I can click on my background color, and I can choose a red. Okay, so you see my foreground color is blue, my background color is red. Well, actually, I want to choose something completely different. I want yellow. Okay. Now look, I still have my tail part of my plane selected. And when I say edit fill, let's see. Oh, it's for some reason it's not going to let me do my fill, which is really annoying. Let's see. Oh, it's because I was like I had
Maybe
the
it's not on the right layer.
Okay, so look, when I go to fill it, it lets me choose either the foreground color or the background color to fill it with,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So
Can I? Another question is like, after I select it and without picking a color first with the what do you call that tool again? The eyedropper tool. Without using that, I can manually pick when I feel it, right?
Yeah,
That should be on.
right. Instead of picking that, you can just click here, and this is this is called the color picker, and you can pick whatever color you want.
I see now. Okay. And the final question is the World Tour vacation. How did you get that text? I feel like I kind of suck at text.
Okay, so let me turn it off, and we'll make it together from scratch.
Okay.
Right. So click on your type tool, which is the letter T down here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can click on your foreground chip and get like a blue color. All right, now come over here. I don't remember exactly how big this text is. I guess it takes up most of the bottom of the picture. Right?
It doesn't matter, I guess. I just want to know how you get that.
So what you do is start at the bottom of the picture over here, click and hold your mouse, and drag out what's called the text box all the way to the other side. Now, type in your text, you know, which is like World Tour Travel or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Now you can highlight that text, and you can change over here in this character palette. You can change the font. You can change, you know, whether it's bold or italic. You can change the color right here as well, right? And so, you know, there's my font. It's like that big, right? Do you have your text there?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, so you're just making it bold.
Yeah, and then you can go down here and click on the FX and add the bevel and emboss. And you can play with these settings until you get it to look like it has the same kind of embossment that this one does, you know?
Okay. I think you answered all my questions. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, you guys, I'm back, and if you guys would be so good as to sort of saunter back to the online class, we can do the show and tell for this week.
Hi, back. I'm Dad. It's nice to meet you.
How you doing?
My sticker is going to make me scream, and by make me scream, I mean quite literally I'm going to scream.
Is it frustrating?
It's not frustrating. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
Words.
Are we going to see it, or does it need more work?
I could totally screen share and get some opinions that make me very happy.
Well, why don't you do it? Here, let me make sure I'm set up for that. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Wait, right now?
Why not?
I mean, not wrong, but is everyone back?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been here.
I'm back.
It's kind of hard to tell. I
It's
mean,
hard to tell at this point. Do people exist still?
I think so.
Damn, that's weird.
Why don't you give it a shot and we'll see who responds.
Yeah, let me figure out how to cover up the border of my page real quick because it's being dumb.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't technically have a border, but it mentally does. Okay, it's dark. Screen share. Haha. I almost left. So this is what I have right now.
It's
I
pretty.
love that. It's like a little galaxy, right?
In a little pond. Yep.
I love that.
Maybe I should add a little
Very
fish.
beautiful.
A
Do you
little.
have any other vision for it, Kim?
Huh?
Do you have like any other vision for it? Are you gonna add anything?
I was gonna add in some planets. That's about as far as the thought process has gone.
What do you mean by the border? You want a border to it?
Oh, I can see a little bit of edge around my page, but that's just me. That's like how Photoshop is showing me the picture. The only downside is eventually I have to get rid of the black background, and I guess it still looks good. I prefer it with.
Have you thought at all about putting in sort of a green, almost like a hill or a grass field that this lake is in the background?
See, I thought of that. So the border that I have around it, I was gonna make like a lighter brown and then like give it like a little bank almost, like where it is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was one of the things, but it also just looks really good on the black background.
Well, there's no law that says that you have to make it have a transparent background. You could print the sticker exactly like it is, or you could even, yeah, I mean, because it's what is it, the 2800 by 2800?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you could print it exactly like it is, or of course you could print a smaller version, and it would look just like this.
Well, what you could do is like you can add like a black border around the palm because that's how stickers are kind of like.
Yeah, see, that was something I was thinking of, but I don't know, can they even print it in black?
Can they print what? The edge?
Like, yeah.
I don't think they will. I think they'll either, if you have a transparent background, take this thing back to white for me for a second. Okay. So what they're going to do is their software is going to draw a thin line around the edge of your lake, and it's going to put like 1/8 of an inch of white around it, and then everything else, would essentially be gone.
Yeah,
would be transparent, right? Now that's if you wanted to print it as a die cut, but if you turn your black back on, you can suggest to them, instead of a die cut, you can say, I want my sticker to be a square, and they will print it that way. And what would probably happen in that case is it would be a square, but there would be like 1/8 of an inch of white around the edge of it. You know what I mean?
Which I can personally just cut off.
Right. So it's a really cool idea. Kim, if you did want to keep the square, maybe you could do something like put an animal up in the top and one down at the bottom. Maybe there's like a space dog coming to drink out of the lake at the top or something.
I was going to say I could totally mimic the colors, but put it in an animal instead.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
And something I'd suggest if you want your planets to look like they're more underwater is to make them like a tiny bit transparent.
It's like, okay, here's the thing I don't do, and that's name my layers. So I don't know where I drew it.
Just click on the planet and it'll be like a layer.
That was the moon. No, because I have it all separate. Wait. Okay, sweet. I'm just going to merge these down because I like that. But then Just kind of do it slightly like that. Maybe a little more.
Yeah, I know I like to do that to incorporate my work, like it makes everything flow a little nicer.
Yeah, it looks really nice, Kim.
Yeah, my idea has changed like 5 times already. It's all space themed.
Really pretty.
Thank you. That's the mood right now is apparently space and space themed stuff. I'm looking at everyone over here, not over here. But originally I was gonna have it like dripping down from a flower that was up here, and I didn't like that, and I don't know how to draw flowers, so that didn't exactly help.
Do you have any more work in show and tell you want to show us?
I have nothing in there. We showed it all last week.
Okay.
So this is the only thing I have right now that's like done and in a showable state that doesn't look horrible.
Okay. Well, it looks good.
Awesome. And I'll do that for you.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll look in the folder and see what you guys have for show and tell. So, Diego, anything from you?
No, I don't have anything new.
Okay. Put this over here. How about Cynthia? Cynthia, do you have anything for the show and tell today? Okay. Come back to you, Eric.
I have the 2 paintings in there.
Okay, and
I think.
Where shall I look?
Oh, what the heck?
Sorry, this is Cynthia. I stepped away, but I don't have anything this week.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I guess I gotta share it again real quick.
Okay, just put it in the folder. All right.
Yeah.
I'll come back. So, Carolina, have you got anything?
Yes, I have one thing. And I haven't even finished it yet. It's a rock that my nieces made me paint.
Aw.
That's adorable.
What is it on?
It's a rock.
I thought it was mozzarella cheese for a minute.
No, it's a rock on top of my case.
So cool. What else are you gonna do to it?
Do a second coat on all the colors and line it and then do the background.
Nice. It looks great.
Thank you.
Okay. Eric, just tell me when your stuff's there, okay?
Yeah, it should be there.
All right. So is there a folder?
Oh, I'm just like sharing the whole file, I guess. A new
Oh.
file, show and tell file.
When you say you're sharing it, what do you mean?
Like I shared a new file that's called show and tell.
But when you say you shared it, is it in the chat or is it in this?
In the drive. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's called show and tell. Let me refresh.
Like it's not a part of the DAR 120. It's a new.
Oh.
I don't know.
How am I supposed to see it? Where I don't understand.
I'll just try again. We can just keep going.
Okay. Yi, I see that you wanted to go first. I'm sorry I didn't give you a chance to do that, but let's go now.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. You need to speak a little louder, please.
Can you hear better?
Yes.
I'm gonna disconnect real quick because my mic is all tangled up.
Okay.
Oh, I'm back. Well, I don't really have anything on the show and tell to show, but I just put up a quick tutorial on how people could manage, our class could manage the RAM setting, and how to get max performance out of their computer, if that is fine.
Okay, so in other words, this link right here.
No, Link, can you just share my computer screen, I guess?
Well, you mean you want to share your screen?
Yeah, if that is fine.
Okay, go ahead.
1 second. How do I share my screen?
So I can't share your screen. You're going to have to click share screen yourself.
Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Share.
Oh, okay.
Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah, I think you're, yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, this small tutorial I put up is to help you manage your virtual RAM or your RAM. So what you guys want to do is go type my computer if you're on PC. I don't know anything about Mac, so sorry about Mac user. This is for PC user. So you want to go properties. You want to go advanced system settings, and for performance over here, this is what I do with mine. I close everything. I have nothing on my background. I only show thumbnail. This would you can see like if I click best appearance, everything would be showing up, and we'll have like all the special effects from Windows 10, and it's gonna eat up your RAM or your virtual RAM. So you want to leave that off. I just take it all off. And the other one is that you want to change your virtual memory drive. So what this does is like, if you, for me, I have like 16 gigabyte. If that is not enough, it's gonna use my hard drive instead of my actual RAM itself. So to do that, you either pick a drive, C drive or D drive or whatever hard drives you use. I recommend you setting it on if you have an SSD. You would want to set this on your SSD. Anything above 1 gigabyte or 5 gigabyte is more than sufficient. Besides that, you can access for your startup boot. You can go type msconfig and you get system configuration. And yeah, this is where you manage your services where you don't want them to start up when you switch on your computer. So this is where you all can manage that. By doing that, I'm pretty sure you can get at least 20% out of performance.
Hey,
that would be it.
Hey, Yi,
Yeah.
I lost you on the virtual memory. Could you do that?
Sure.
Thanks. And thanks for the
So
tips.
you just on the search bar, you just type my computer, my computer. I'm pretty sure it shows up this PC.
Yeah.
So you want to right click on that and go properties.
Mm-hmm.
And this would show up. And you want to go advanced system setting.
Right.
And this is on the advanced tab, performance tab. You just want to go click setting. So this is for once the visual effects page. You can mess with that. I just opt to go for best performance.
Yeah, I saw that one, and then there was one after it, the memory.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Again, advanced settings. Okay.
And yeah, go back to events, and you want to go down to virtual memory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you just want to let's say mine is set up on C drive, and I want a custom size. Let's say you're just system managed, so it's not set, and you have memory issues. You can come here and increase the size.
Oh, custom. You increase that, so your computer will take over the memory and put it where you told it.
Yeah, when your RAM is running out of space, it will use your hard drive as a RAM. So you can set how many RAMs, what size it can be run.
Did you say that backwards?
And that will be it.
I don't know if you said that backwards, but
Am I good to close everything, Greg?
Yeah, have you stopped sharing your screen?
Oh, not yet, but I'll stop it.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Yi.
Yeah, thanks, Yi.
Okay, so let's see. After Yi, we've got. Let me go back up here.
You
Brianna,
can try mine one more time if you want.
we did Carolina. We did Kim. So Luke Abeta, have you got anything today? I don't think so. Okay. How about Brianna? Anything for your show and tell today?
Yeah, I just had some old stuff.
Okay. So you want to tell us about these?
So he's one of my characters from a comic I was working on. Still am because it's taking too long. But he's supposed to be one of the villains. His name is Blackletter because his whole entire power is that he has words all over him, and depending on the word, he can either make that word come to life. So since he's obsessed with type, that's what his code name is.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Cool concept.
So is he like a model or something?
Say it again?
Is he like a killer or something? Because the pages are just covered in blood. Or is it like his?
Yes. He's supposed to be one of those villains that actually do kill people, but he only kills the people that he has connections to that done stuff bad to him. It's almost like he remembers what they did, but at the same time, all his memories are kind of like a mystery dish or whatever. I'm still trying to work on him.
Does he kill them with words?
Very cool.
And then
This one's cute.
he's supposed to be one of the heroes. I decided to try to do like different poses with her. But I think her power was supposed to be like electrocution, where she can take it out from her body and it could be like different weapons or something like that.
Those letters kind of look like Undertale for some reason.
Yeah, very cool. I like this one.
They're all very good.
Mia, it's kind of hard to hear you.
Oh, sorry. I like them. Or I like them. I don't know. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Really like that one.
Same thing. He's a hero. I think it's something to do with the sun. So I purposely made him really sparkly because I was trying to deal with color dodge on his hair.
It's a bit a lot, huh?
I think I went overboard, but I think I'm fine.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now, Brianna, I have a question. Do you post your art like on social media, like on Twitter or like Instagram or anything?
Yes, I post my stuff on Instagram. I used to have a Tumblr, but since Tumblr died, I stopped doing that.
Yeah,
And then
that's
on
fair.
Twitter, I need to make a new account for Twitter for my art stuff because I realize all I do is just repost blogs, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, because honestly, I'd love to follow you on Instagram or any of the social media because I love all the art pieces that you have.
Thank you. That makes me so happy.
You're welcome. I just like I keep looking at it, just like, you know what? I gotta say it eventually. I wanna go follow this person.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's one sparkly boy. That one, not so much.
This is very nice.
So this one's from when I showed you the first week. I showed him Dr. Olin. This is the first picture I made of him.
Oh yeah, look at his teeth.
Cool.
I love him. I love
He's
it.
still my favorite, which is
Yeah.
probably a very weird thing to say.
Don't worry, he's my favorite also.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And then the last picture, it's without any of the color, any of the light sources on him, because the project up for him was for like using different light sources and stuff. So since my whole thing was black colors, I have one with just the black colors, and then the second one was with all like the details and stuff.
It doesn't have line art either, huh?
I'm sorry, say that again?
It doesn't have the line art.
The style I wanted to go with was no line art. So it took a little bit, but I'm happy that it looks like the only line art on there is his pecs and some area in its chest.
Yeah, usually you can, it's the only thing that's not allowed is the on top of the phone.
Cool. It looked great.
Shooting stars are
Very
looking
nice. I
out.
love them.
And that's all I have.
Very nice. Okay, Rena, anything from you?
I do. It's actually a lot of like OC, like original character stuff.
Sweet. That's my favorite kind of stuff.
So this is a small picture. I know, I'm aware of that, but this is actually a icon I did recently of a character that I bought. She was so cute, so I had to get her, and I started doing that art fight thing. Like I think I mentioned that like 2 weeks ago or so, and you needed to draw an icon. So I was like, you know what? I'll just draw a little icon for her.
Looks good.
Thank you. And this one's bigger, but this is actually I guess my first Fire Emblem OC. She's technically for the Awakening game, I guess, Fire Emblem Awakening, and she used to have a very bad portrait, I guess. So I was like, you know what, I need to remake her look and her portrait and all that. So that's kind of just what I have for her right now.
Is she like a Robin copy?
A what?
A Robin copy? Is that a character in Fire Emblem of the book?
It's hard to hear you, just a little bit. Sorry.
Sorry. Like, isn't there a character in Fire Emblem that uses a book called Robin?
Oh, yeah, Robin.
Yeah, so
right?
it's like this character similar?
Kind of. So yeah, so Robin, technically he's a technician pretty much, or he or she's a technician. I mean, I tried aiming for her like a mage. Like I should have just like showed a picture of like what the mages look like in the game, but I was kind of going for a mage look. But yeah, she kind of has that kind of a like Robin look to her.
Yeah, it looks good. I just think that the neck is a bit I'm not sure, like
I think it might be a little bit too thick.
thick, but or the head is just not like corresponding. Other than that, everything looks solid.
Thank you.
Like it. I like how she's kind of sweet and demure kind of looking.
Ooh, the
Yeah.
size disease.
Listen, this was technically my first OC, and I just really liked this pose or this thing. I was like, you know what? Let me show the.
I think it's
really
cute.
true.
It's fine.
Oh.
We all had a Sonic phase at some point.
I'm not out of my Sonic phase. That's the
Oh,
thing.
that's fair.
I'm not out of the phase. 10 years later. I'm still in it.
Trapped, said to help.
The lines are sweet.
Yeah. So there's that.
They look really good. I'm glad you didn't just color over a picture of Amy Rose and say good enough.
No, no, I got out of that.
Oh yeah.
Isn't this a Kingdom Hearts character?
No, it's not. It's actually a Fate
No,
Grand
it-
Order character. This person's named Robin Hood. I love him to bits. And there's a thing, I guess, soon where it's like a summer thing for the game and all that stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'll try a different style, and I tried making that.
I'm very happy
Is
there's
that
a
an eye on his necklace?
Fate's Day night.
Yeah, Fate Stay. No, I don't know what I tried drawing. He has like this amulet thing or whatever, and I tried like looking very close to the picture, and it's just like a I want to say type of gem. I want to redo it because I don't like it either that much, but It's not an eye though. I will say that.
It looks kind of like a bomb.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's got a little bomb he can throw at people.
Yeah.
Well,
But
very
yeah, that's. Thank you. I think that's it for me.
Did you draw the background?
No, that's the one thing I did not draw. See, I use this app, I guess called MetaBank or not MetaBank. It is Paint. It's on the tablet and you can get it on your phone and all that stuff. And they had like free backgrounds that you could use. So I was like, okay, let me look through the backgrounds and see what they have. So since it's like a summer related thing, I ended up using like a beach.
Adrian,
Yeah, because seeing your work, it kind of looked like if you were more a character artist than a background artist.
Yeah, yeah. I have done backgrounds in the past. I used to do. I still kind of do. I have a friend who does animation. Actually, she graduated from art class or art school and all that. And every once in a while, she'll ask me if I can draw backgrounds, and I'll have to show them every like one day. They're not my best. I don't like them that much, but I mean, at least she uses them for her animation pieces and all that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Adrian, have you got anything?
Yeah, I got like 4 drawings. I'm also kind of uploading a very poor made animation. That recently. I mean, can you guys can you zoom in? I forgot the quality. I hate that it was so white.
That's very nice.
Oh wait, I missed it. No.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, we're good.
I did kind of think I made the left arm a bit skinnier than the right arm.
Oh, I felt that. I know that pain. When I first started drawing, oh no, go ahead.
No, you continue.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
When I first started drawing, I dislocated everyone's shoulders. So that was really funny.
Is that how the leg looks like? Because I do wonder it should it be bent a bit back like that.
I was gonna say his left leg looks a little funky. I guess our left.
Yeah, I think the curve needs to be a less of a curve.
Like his foot's turned too far forward compared to the other one. You want to turn it a bit so it's like facing the other foot a bit more than what it is.
Or you could just change the knee.
Well, yeah,
Maybe?
the issue is kind of with the knee because
it's kind of a cool pose.
It is. It's just like if you were to try and replicate that, it's really hard to do.
There's a lot of detail. I did this one. I think it was last week in my art class.
That's awesome.
Because I'm doing art 110, I think.
Nice.
So, can you guys tell which statue is it?
David.
Yeah.
Cool.
I did this last semester for my math class. We had to make it was Math 101. We had to make what was it? It's like a poster, huh? And the 2 types of math people. So I kind of went with the idea of the rabbit and the hare.
Oh my God, that's funny.
And the rabbit was just very bad at math because according to the tips, you gotta take math slow and steady. You gotta make sure you don't skip a number. So that's why I made the total like that.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And then this is just a sketch that I did with my new tablet.
Nice.
Uh, You're very talented.
Thank you.
That's great. Nice
You
job.
guys-
Okay, Claudia, anything from you?
Not today. Okay.
Mia?
There's a little slideshow in there, just random stuff. Nothing, I don't do these things. So those are just about other stuff going on. So it was just some images that I saw, and then there was a couple of things I wanted to share. I like that way, the lady on the with the mirror or whatever. But anyways, so just yeah. So have you guys seen that disappearing art?
Yeah.
And I like it, but what's interesting to me, I know, and you're going to see a little video in a second, but what's interesting to me is, quote unquote, it's disappearing art, but yet they take these aerial photographs of it and now it's no longer disappearing. So I just find that really interesting because it turns into a digital product. But anyway, I like disappearing stuff. So yeah, if you would play that, they're just like 50 seconds.
I don't like the music for this.
Turn it off. Yeah, sorry about the music. And I didn't get a chance. And then this is the artist that I found. He's a photo artist, but he does digital adjustments to it. Gray Malin, and he was so whimsical. So if you go, I think the next one, I just like that horse with the hairdo and this retro beach bunnies, and then I like balloons and all that. So anyways, the next thing is hopefully, these colored sheep is called his Dream Series. Can you click on that? It's like a 50-second little thing of him. He made a digital project out of his digital art. If you find the little video down there. You have to go on full screen to see the video. So it's up towards the top. It's just so funny to me. Yeah, play is.
Is that the video?
Yeah, it is. It's hilarious. He made this.
Jesus.
Yeah, just from the video. Yeah. just thought that was so funny that he made this thing out of his dream work photography where the sheep were already colored and they were taking pictures of them.
Okay, and that's it?
Yep.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, I have to get back to here. And Robin, anything from you today?
Yeah, I've got 2 paintings in there. So that was my first watercolor painting I ever did. It's based off of the Divine Comedy.
Wow.
It reminds me of Burlwood pens that my friend used to make. He was a watercolor guy.
That one's really cool. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we
You
can.
can.
It looks like Burlwood.
Nice.
I love the faces in it.
Thanks.
It's very pretty.
And
Wow.
this one is actually a copy of one of my favorite artists, Lauren Marks. It was just kind of for practice, so I can't take credit for the concept.
Nice recreation, though.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I like the butterfly in the upper left, particularly.
Really nice, Robin.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Kind of fun how they made the mushrooms blue.
Let's see. Almost here. Alma, do you have anything?
No, I don't have anything this time.
Okay. And then Luke Cottrell. Oh, I think Luke, I don't see his little thing.
And you know, he would have been the one that would have liked to hear Yee's pro tips.
Yeah, well, you know, but I did record, I am recording this class, so he can check in with the recording and see those tips. Yeah, he's the one I was thinking of too, when he was doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else have anything that we missed that had something they wanted to share they didn't get to share?
I put my stuff in that folder that we were looking at first.
Oh, okay. So let me go in there. Okay, here we go. A couple paintings from you.
All right, these are just from a semester ago, my first oil painting class, and there was those are actually right now at the downtown campus.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I usually hate, like, I love the table. I usually hate anything to do with fruit, but actually that's really fun. That's why I quit art class when I was a kid and just like, forget this fruit stuff. But
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
really good.
Yeah, it really is cute.
Thank you. Yeah, that was just next.
Whoa, that's good. I like the colors.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was actually my first ever painting right there. And
Oh,
the
nice.
second one was my second ever painting, I think.
Was this like a still life class or something?
Yeah, actually we did, we painted, you know, objects, people, whatever. I learned a lot though, because I had no clue about painting.
I love that painting.
Yeah, I like the textures of the wall.
It's like the textures and it's Mia's muted colors again.
And then there's like a video that goes with the paintings. I did like an interview for it. It's pretty funny.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You just search my name up. And that's.
Oh, right on.
Are these like in a gallery?
Yeah, it's in the downtown campus. But obviously no one can go.
Is it like when you push the button next to it or you had the headphones on and you hear the interview?
No, you just take a picture with your phone, like through a QR.
Oh, okay.
App. Yeah, and then yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Looks
Thank
great.
That's really cool. It's very beautiful. I don't even hang pictures ever in my house. I would actually keep that one up on the wall for a little while.
Yeah, it's
Appreciate
strange.
it.
It's like this weird mix of 2D with 3D. Like,
Yeah, I was like, I'm really impatient, I realized. And I was like, man, I can't do this whole thing.
no,
A
it
little bit
makes
of time
it
they
like
give
more
you.
intriguing, more interesting.
You know what's
Yeah.
so funny? Is we used to have a grinder like that when I was a kid. That may be why.
Yeah, I actually have one.
Do you? Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
That's a still life painting right there.
Yeah.
What
And
is
I
it? Is it coffee?
That's how you get the
Yeah,
coffee
coffee.
grinder.
Coffee,
And it
sugar.
comes out in a
and-
little drawer at the bottom, Greg. It's hilarious. We used to have
yeah,
one.
it's dirty too. Comes
Yeah.
off, yeah, like wood in it.
And I'm such a coffee head.
Nice. Worms, little worms.
Yeah. Yeah.
George Carlin, you build your immunity.
Great, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have anything that we missed?
I uploaded an animation.
Wow.
Okay. And
It's not a wow. It's trash to me. It's gonna be cringe.
I'll just.
Made it.
where is it exactly, Adrian?
I think it's Adrian's on. I think it's right there.
Oh, right here.
Wow.
Thomas Capella asks, to everyone except Shadow because he already answered, what's your favorite anime?
Oh, mine's a bit dark. You might not like it. It involves the ghouls and the like.
Mine's easy. Sonic X. Not that I'm biased or anything. How about you, Tails?
I like the one with the kid who becomes a hero, One for All.
Mine's still the one with the girl and the scissor blade. It's the greatest anime of all time, and none of you will ever change my mind.
Yay.
That's adorable.
I loved that.
That was really good.
Shadow loves Kill la Kill.
Podcast.
Damn, Shadow
Next
watcher
level.
Kill la Kill. Oh God.
That was awesome.
That's so good. I love it.
How long did you spend on that?
Geez, like on it like a week in the span of a month. But yeah, it took me just a couple of days. I will try to finish. Like, it took me 1 day to make the puppet wig for each character. So there were like 4 of them. It took me 4 days for that, and then 4 days to animate them.
Oh,
I got
made
tired of
rigs?
animating
You mean no
Shadow.
one draws it all by hand like I do?
Yeah, I got tired. I got tired with Shadow, so I just made him more simplistic and everything.
That's really awesome.
There's only so much animation that you can do. Luckily, he's edgy enough. You could literally just have him stand there with his arms crossed and it'd be the most in-character thing.
Yeah.
My mom was like that.
Looks great, you guys. Nice job on all that work.
Yep. Really fun.
Okay, well, if nobody has any more work to show, I think we're good for this week. So I hope you guys have a good night and a nice weekend.
Are you sure I can't like come to school tomorrow and not go to work? I don't want to make coffee for people who refuse to wear their masks anymore. I'm done.
You work in a Starbucks or something?
Yep.
Maybe you'll be like that guy who gets the who got the $80,000 in tips.
Nah. This is like, but then I thought, nah.
Okay.
I'm getting stricter and stricter with
I would
those
have gave her a tip, but she won't tell me where she works.
That's my evil plan all along.
But you know what? I can find a Bashas. Every Bashas in this town.
You can go into every one. There's only like 2, 3 of them maybe that
Right?
have one.
I know, right? I forgot my mask, so I put my extra sweatshirt over my face, and
At least it's something.
I thought I was doing my thing, and I even sort of tied it up there. And this woman goes, "Oh, we sell masks if you need one." And I was like, "No, I got like 50 at my house. I just walked a mile over here, and I forgot mine."
I have some, I promise. It's just I forgot them.
I do. I have a ton. It's just I'm home in this beautiful, peaceful place, and I go outside and I forget there's an apocalypse. I really do. I go for my walk and.
I went up to the Container Store at Tucson Mall once, and I just wanted to go in and get some containers, right? And there was a woman standing at the door who would only let people in with masks, right? And I didn't have a mask, so I went to my car and I got a rag and a bungee cord and I made a mask.
Hey, it worked.
Improvisation.
It got me in, man.
I've been amazed that one time I went to the store with a scarf that I can just pull it up and cover myself.
Oh yeah.
But I went there with a mask. So not only did I went there with a scarf to cover myself, which was the plan, but I came like double masked and I was like, wait a minute. All this time I had it on my neck.
I can't stand having this stuff on my neck, but that's funny. So you have like put a mask over your mask. Oh my god.
I wonder if duct tape would work if you just put some duct tape over.
You know what?
Bold of you to assume I wouldn't try.
Right? I was walking, so all I had was my one little shirt and my little, luckily not too heavy sweatshirt. So
I have so many, and I'm gonna order more because now they're just kind of a really cool fashion accessory.
It's so weird.